All right, we're going live.
How's my makeup?
Makeup looks good, actually.
Thank you. Oh, I'm not muted. Oh, shit.
It's not going to come out of your microphone.
Shh. They don't know that.
All right. waiting for the cue, and then we will start it up.
Silly goose, Dredge.
All right.
Yeah.
We are live. Beautiful. Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's. This is episode 68. Cheating, Gaslight, Girl Loss. Great name. Got to give Cal the name there.
Yeah.
We will be having Pete come on. His ETA, I think he just told Cal, was about 20 minutes. So Pete hopefully will be here in about 20. And then Nick T is not going to be here tonight, and he will not be here next week. And to be honest, I'm not sure when he will be back. So it's the three of us tonight. Pete will be joining us in a little bit. And I am super thrilled to be with all of you guys. Thank you so much for making this podcast part of your Wednesday evenings, Thursday mornings, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Also available on Spotify and available on Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Shout out to Dak for that. You might notice that we are separate. We are remote for the first time in a while, and that is because I have been feeling kind of off, kind of stuffy since Saturday night, actually, when I was hanging out with these two and many more friends on Saturday night. So just out of an abundance of caution, if I'm not feeling 100%, you probably can hear me sound a little nasally. You're going to hear me cough. Everything's coming up. Sunday and Monday I had a bad throat because of my nasal drip. Everything's coming up now, which is good. But you know, there's no reason to take unnecessary risks. We're in 2023. We have the technology. We have the means to do it. We've done this. We did this through the COVID days. So if we have to do it remote for a Wednesday night, that's how we'll do it. But man, oh man, we got a lot to get to in this episode. And before, of course, we begin, I've got to start by saying thank you to Cal and Dredge and asking you guys, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, Dill. How are you, man?
I've been better, but I'm doing okay. Dredge, how you been, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. We're through the hump day, so exciting stuff to come.
That's why I love this podcast, because it marks the end of the midway point of the week, the end of the end of the halfway point of the work week, and you know, we get to hang out with 50, 60, 70, 80 great people who are just as much into the show as we are, or maybe hating this show. I don't know. I got a poll going right now. Let me know if you thought it was a good, great, bad, or decent episode. Last week, I think, was the worst rated chat poll episode we've ever had on this channel,
yes,
at least in recent memory. So we'll see if the results are a little better. We'll see if we like this episode maybe a little more than next week. But do either of you guys want to kick us off?
I mean, I would love to kick us off.
I mean, first things first, I think you should check your donos, and then if Cal would like to kick it off, that'd be great. Or you could yourself. I mean, either way.
Yeah, I was actually going to kick us off. That man, dude. Wow. Holy shit. Thank you for the $50 super chat. This guy is an absolute G. And remember, that man, I think it was at the end of 2022, he was like, all right, I'm not donating again for the next season, which I was like, good. True. And he held true to that word. But remember, we named the sub after that man. We named the sub.
That was a great
sub.
So
for Jump Festa, I get a big sub because I have a few people over. This Jump Festa is going to be crazy because we're expecting Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. And everyone that was at that party knew that sub as the That Man sub. I think I even had a piece of paper over the sub. 6 foot hero, the That Man sub. That man, dude, you are incredible. He, ha, ha, ha. And a classic. Let me tell you something. These are the kind of super chats that I never understand. These are huge, huge donations, huge super chats, and there's no message associated with them. He, ha, ha, ha. You can ask anything you want. You can ask anything. And yet that's what you're saying. Either way, man, thank you so much, that man. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. That is such a kind donation. Thank you so much, dude. And a crazy way to kick off this stream. So that man, shout out to him. Put some heart emotes or some hype emotes in the chat. And I appreciate it, my man. I actually would like to kind of start, if you guys don't mind.
No, do it.
Yeah, of course. Hit it. Get it up.
So, what did I think about episode 68? I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was actually a much better episode than we've kind of had on average this arc, so I was happy about that. I thought this episode had a lot of twists and turns. The big twist being that we kind of have a new villain in the show and potentially a new villain for the arc, which is the owner of the Ruthless Cheap Space Furniture Store. And that owner could be the Providence. It could be the Nail variant. I think that was kind of hinted at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll talk a little bit more about that in depth, but I thought they did an interesting job of setting him up to be a relevant character. Like, I genuinely did not think we were going to see him duel. So, for those of us that have wanted to see the dripped out Nail duel, that is something that we can maybe look forward to if indeed they go that route. And that's why the Lug is a chair. We kind of got some notice on that. As for the duel itself, I'll tell you something. Yugioh using a maximum was unexpected. It was surprising. For me personally, and I think most people in chat are actually going to disagree with me on this. I'm not the big, and I'm not going to change my mind on it. I'm not the biggest fan of now how common maximums are in these duels. I've always felt, since we saw that very first maximum that Nail used, I would have loved if maximums had a little more rarity to them. I would have loved if maximums were saved, maybe like the Egyptian, it doesn't have to be as rare as the Egyptian gods were in the original Yu-Gi-Oh, but they are such this big presence that literally takes up your entire dueling field. I'd like it to be a little more rare, but instead what they're doing is they're doing exactly what they did with fusions in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. You get a fusion, and you get a fusion, and you get a fusion. And all of a sudden, everyone's using fusions left and right. Well, now, everyone's going to be using maximums left and right. So, maximums are definitely here to stay. I think there's a good, we're going to see Tremolo. I'm sure Maximum does Denova Maximum summon next week. There's a good chance that she probably will. Maybe not a good chance, but there's a chance. And now every duel we go into, we might be seeing Maximums. And this kind of coincides with Maximums becoming meta in the Rush Duel game. So I think that's kind of funny because I know second half of 7s, I'm pretty sure they were really, really not very good in the actual real-life Rush Duel game. And now, last I heard, which was like a month ago, they're like meta, a couple of Maximum monsters. So I think it's funny that as the relevancy of Maximums has gone up and down in the Rush Duel OCG, we're now seeing their usage either increase or decrease based on that. So that could just be a coincidence, but I thought that was kind of interesting. That being said, Maximums are an awesome, awesome moment. And so Yuhi Maximum summoning was super cool. I can't say that it wasn't. And Yuhi, I thought, looked really strong in this episode. I thought he looked as good as he did in that Shubaha duel, which I thought was one of Yuhi's best episodes so far. I will say that Epoch cheating the way that she did, very on brand for a 9 or 10-year-old. Very on brand. You're nervous. It's your first Rush Duel. You have all these, adults watching you. You want to make an impact. You want to win. Cheating is so on brand for someone that young, and I love the message. Cheating does not pay off. It's a great message. It's a message that I think every human, especially when you're young, needs to learn. So I'm happy she kind of learned it here in her first duel. And then Udius being oblivious to it, makes sense. I mean, I said it during the watch-along. He wouldn't see the bad in someone if some guy walked up to him and punched him on the street. I mean, he wouldn't. He never saw the bad in Yugioh. He always believed in Yugioh. And that's just the kind of character Udius is. So him not calling out Epoch or not agreeing with Yuki, I thought was totally on brand for him. So all in all, super enjoyable episode. And then, of course, we got to talk about it. We're going to talk about it a little later on. I want Pete, but I've talked about a character that I would have loved to see referenced, and that is the Mad Gasser of Mattoon. And we see this character walking in Earthling. He's described to be an Earthling, which the Mad Gasser of Mattoon was. I mean, is it a reference? Is it not a reference? We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But I mean, before we get into that, Calibro, what were your thoughts on episode 68? I want to wait for Pete before we get into that.
No, that's
we can hold on to talking about the Mad Gasser of Mattoon.
Because if you, the truth is, if you believe that, I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you believe, I'm getting excited now.
Sorry.
If you believe that that's the Mad Gasser, if you believe that's supposed to be a reference to the Mad Gasser, then that has to confirm that somebody from Studio Bridge watches this podcast. Right? It has to. Because I've talked about him probably on 10 or 15 different episodes, and he's such an obscure, cryptid character. So that's all I'll say. Calibro, anyway, you can go.
Yeah, so I actually do agree with you on that point where you say that someone from Bridge has to be watching. I think having something that even could be related to the Mad Gasser of Mattoon is enough for me to say someone's watching. So hi Bridge, how are you? Good, we love the show.
Bridge, let me say this.
Bridge, we appreciate you.
Oh no, go ahead.
If somebody from the studio is watching, and I mean this wholeheartedly.
Don't make it egregious because they can't. Remember, they can't just put it whenever you want.
I'm not gonna make it. I'm literally gonna say thank you so much for the support. And keep doing a great job. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're not gonna do.
No, that's
if I don't say what I say, you don't.
That is absolutely what I was gonna say.
In another timeline, you're going off right now.
I'm going off about how much I appreciate them. I'm not gonna overdo it, but I do genuinely appreciate them. They've created two good Yu-Gi-Oh shows. They have two good Yu-Gi-Oh shows.
I agree.
True.
All right, Cal, you can.
Can I continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go. Sorry.
Yeah, so the episode overall I thought was good. It was definitely a step up from last week's episode. I thought that it played out, like you said, has a good message. If you're going to cheat, it's not going to turn out to be the way that you hope for. Cheating's never the right way to do it. And I think Yuhi looked like a protagonist for the first time in a long time. Like he really did. Like it got to the point where it's like, he's out of he's looking like he's out of it, and he's just sitting there and he's like if you're a good duelist, luck's on your side. And I'm like, that's confidence. Like that is confidence we haven't seen in Yuhi in a long time. And that was probably the biggest upside for me with this episode is that it looks like Yuhi's kind of finding himself and like getting into his groove. So I hope they don't just like knock him down a peg or something like that. And because, with his character, he's had a lot of that where he's had some ups and then some downs.
Absolutely.
Like he never really has like a good streak,
I completely agree with that. Let's keep the momentum because, I agree with you. I thought it was a great episode for him. I really did.
Yeah, I think he really shined. And I think the actual, I love the whole dice rolling aspect. Like, I thought that was a really cool, probably an homage to Joey's deck, right? With the different.
Oh, it definitely was. So so two of those cards,
yeah.
Skull Dice and Graceful Dice, are staples essentially of his deck. Yeah, 100%.
So I think the episode as a whole did a good job, and I think Dredger might have said this earlier when we were just kind of briefly talking. There are some plot points that kind of we're still not really hitting on or hearing about, I guess you could say. But at least it kind of looks like we're getting our maybe half arc villain here with the furniture and everything. Because what are we on, episode 4 of the arc now? Is that right? 5?
I want to say this was episode 4. 65, 66, 67, 68. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're roughly a third of the way.
I know it's kind of felt slow, hasn't it? I mean, yeah.
We're roughly a third of the way through, and like I had said last week, we are in a tournament, so you don't really need a standalone major villain for the arc because the outcome of the tournament's kind of probably the main focus for the arc at the end of the day. But I feel like we at least have kind of a mini arc boss and. What looks like is going to be the Providence. So I think that's cool as well.
Yeah. I mean, see, I actually, so I don't know if I agree with that or not because I think if it's the Providence, I think it's going to be the end arc boss. I think that will be the villain of this arc, but
no, I agree, but I'm saying only for half the arc.
Well, I will say as well to kind of say what maybe you're saying too. I'm not convinced the Providence is the owner or is going to be the final threat of this arc or something. He could just be a stepping stone to get to whoever the threat is. But I don't know. That whole end scene is weird. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But generally speaking, Dredge, what did you think of the episode?
Overall, it was a good episode. Again, I was one of the ones I think last week that was the lowest on the episode. So definitely much better this week. I enjoyed Epoch's deck where it was that ode to Joey Wheeler when he had the Skull Dice and Grizzly, which they were slightly different effects, obviously, than in DM when I think it was a multiple when you use Graceful. In this case, it was a times 100, whether it be attack and defense decrease or increase.
I think that was always the effect, unless it was different in Duelist Kingdom.
No, because in Duelist Kingdom it was different.
Maybe in Duelist Kingdom it was different. I know that's always been the effect of the actual card, but yeah, Duelist Kingdom was all over.
I think
the place.
Duelist Kingdom because I remember seeing it because he was looking for like the roll to it was like a divisible, like divide the attack by like it was 6.
Yeah.
Dice would have some. I forget it's Battle City Skylar saying. But it was still very cool, nice ode to it. I thought it was funny. I think you touched on it well in your watch along. How like that's how a kid would cheat. Like, in a kid's mind, it's all about winning. Everyone's watching. You need to win no matter what. And just watching her in that little box. I'm the dice, and then jumps out of her own box into a smaller box. Let's mind you. And then lands on like a 2, and then flips to a 6. And as you said, it got more egregious each time. It was great. I loved it. It was that actually humor hit for me. I enjoyed that a lot. And then seeing Yui unfazed, Cal made a good point. He looked like a pro tag. Like those one-liners that are like, oh shoot, they know that they're ready. This is like, something that we haven't seen. And again, we've said like, Yui's had these ups and downs, but of late, I think Yui's at least shown character development since the beginning. Where you have Yuumu, who's what has changed for Yuumu, right? What really has changed?
Mm-hmm.
Yui at least went through a down spiral to come back up. So definitely good for him. Surprised by the maximum. I mean, I did pick Yui for the win, but I did not expect him to have a maximum. I just couldn't imagine him losing here, and I'm glad he didn't lose because it really, I think, would have hurt him in this case. And Epoch can take the loss because she tried to cheat, but she's learning. She's new to dueling, and she'll grow from that and learn from that. The ending was interesting. Seeing the Lug as a chair is interesting too. It's just funny how that's where we're going with turning aliens into furniture. Just interesting idea. And again, we'll talk more about the like tanning looking bed situation thing we got going on at the end of the episode. But overall, good episode. I would have liked a little more plot wise, unless this is what we're aiming for. Again, no relic again. We didn't mean to see anything about the relic. Which,
yep.
Something that first 2 episodes you're like, oh, the relic, right? Like. Now it's like, oh, relic's gone again. Like, we'll get back to it eventually. When is that eventuality? I assume obviously it's building up for that last arc or final villain. You'd assume creator, but I don't want it to be left in the dark. So I hope we get back to that at some point. But overall, good episode, big improvement from the previous week. So happy about that and looking forward to where we're going with this arc and this tournament.
Yeah, very well said. This felt more than last episode, kind of directly correlated with the plot. Barrett Letty is here. I just saw a video of Dredge simping for that vampire lady. I always knew he was a dirty dog.
Bro, all I'm going to say is that you watch the whole video and tell me who's simping for who. Like, all we have is Dylan randomly yell, the nurse.
That's what I thought you were talking about. All right.
But that's my point. If you're thinking I think that means that's where your head's at.
Well, listen, it was a fun time last week. But Barrett, good to see you.
It was crazy.
Barrett Letty, the voice of Gavin, aka Gakuto, in the English dub of Sevens, and the voice of Zyzen in the Vrains dub. So Barrett will be one of the first people I have on for the English dub voice acting podcast series that will be starting probably next week. So very exciting for that. Very excited to sit down with Barrett. But anyway, this is why I can't read chat. I put chat up for 1 second. I can't do it during these podcasts because I get too distracted.
Oh, yeah.
So
we have too much fun.
Chat's back away. I always read it after, but I can't read it during. Remote, it's tougher because, like, I don't have anyone to look at. I just have the camera to look at. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about the end scene because I think the end scene is kind of important here. I mean, apparently when the sticker peeled off of the shipping box that the Lug chair was delivered on, apparently the writing on the box said Providence. Now, I hopefully someone in chat can confirm that. There were no episode notes that confirm that, but apparently that's what it said. And if a couple people in chat say that that's the case, then I imagine that is the case. So that would obviously tie the character then that we see next to potentially turning Lug into a chair and shipping the Lug back to the Kamijos, which is also really, really weird because why did the Lug get, I mean, we know why, because they kind of talked about their experience with the ruthless cheap space furniture store. But it's also just kind of funny that Lug is the one that gets turned into the chair. He's the one that gets shipped back, knowing that he down the road eventually becomes a Yugioh. So I thought that was kind of funny in of itself. But are you guys buying here that the Providence is going to be this villain's arc? I mean, what did you make of the scene? I know JC, Legendary Duels, he had a theory that maybe the Providence was turned into a tanning bed and they were just kind of showing him as someone else who was captured by whoever the threat is. But Providence being on the box makes me think that he was the one who probably did the shipment, and he's probably the one behind all of it. So, but then again, he's in a very empty room. It reminds me a little bit of Setsuri, right? It reminds me a little bit of the Providence that Neil was in at times. The underground emptiness. But what did you guys make of that scene? I thought that was a fascinating scene.
I was just looking back at it again because I kind of wanted to see what the picture looked like. But yeah, it looks like to me he's like, finally I have my own place. Like I'm in my own space, because he was kind of working with the Lug, right? And now with the Lug shipped off as a chair, it looks like he's just literally relaxing, and he's like, I'm at my peace, knowing that he is slowly becoming this other evil, right? Like I think he, like you said, he'll probably be this evil villain for the arc or stepping stone to the next villain type of role here. And I think that I'm not sure I can buy the tanning bed theory. I think it's more of he's just behind turning the Lug into a chair, which also makes perfect sense considering Nail created Sebastian, who was also a massage chair. So I think the connection right there just kind of puts the pieces together for me.
Well, something that I may have missed, I'm looking back at the scene. I'm going to pull it up. Let me pull it up here so you guys can take a look. It looks like he might be... Let me pull it up. Hold on. All right, it's coming up now. Is he strapped down?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It does kind of look like he might be strapped
down.
I
didn't even notice that. That's a good catch on some people's part. I mean, it looks like he could be strapped.
That also could be I think that's shadow.
It could be a shadow. It could be like a belt on the stomach.
I don't know.
Yeah, but see, look, if you look farther down, there, it doesn't carry over. It's a shadow. See how the white and the black are different? The belt would come over to that white area.
No, because it could just be wrapped around the cushion, not the bottom of the chair.
I also think that's I think that's the attire. He's wearing some kind of awesome, cool robe. Like that's got.
Well, that's the thing. He's dripped out in swag, and we saw that in Arc 3. So I don't know. Is he strapped down there? Is he being held captive? He might be. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't notice that until right now.
Why would it say? I feel like unless they're trying to really throw you off with the
Are they trying to frame him, maybe? Whoever the owner of the store is?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a weird scene. It's an empty room.
Him and they don't know what they want to turn him into, so he's just in the waiting room.
Yeah.
In an empty waiting room waiting to be turned into
You know what's
furniture.
scary is that's possible.
Dredge, what did you make of it?
It took me a couple looks, but I think he's going to be the villain. If there is a villain in this arc, because I think we said, well, we have this arc, the next arc, with this tournament arc.
We got two arcs after this. That's it.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. He's either going to be the villain of this tournament arc, which I don't know that you need a villain here. This could be a setup for the following arc after the tournament. I always like when they let the tournament finish. As you know, and we both know from the Yu-Gi-Oh that we've watched, how many times did the tournament just go through easily and nothing interrupts it? Very Battle City interrupted.
Right.
Duel's Kingdom really wasn't interrupted, so I can't say it there. I guess not so bad in 5Ds with that what was the name of the first arc?
World Racing. Well, the World Racing Grand Prix is 3 and 4, or really 4.
Yeah, so I guess it depends what they want to do with that in that sense.
I just kind of want them to get to the quarters or the semifinals. I can't get too invested in the tournament aspect right now because I haven't seen the leaderboards. I haven't seen the standings. How many points do you get for a win? Do you lose points for a loss? Is there a limit to I feel like they haven't really logistically given me enough data that lets me care about the tournament right now until it gets to the final 4, the final 8, or whatever they end up showing.
I think they need to this next episode. in their eyes, they're trying to promote this plot something right now. But we need to see, and I agree with you. We need to see some kind of standings, some kind of
who's winning right now? Who's winning the tournament right now?
Especially
who's in the tournament? I don't even know who's in the tournament. Is everyone in the tournament? Is Yugioh in the tournament?
In the tournament's everybody. I mean that I don't mind that much. I don't need to know who's in the tournament.
Well, but like is Phaser? Is someone like Phaser in the tournament?
No, he's running the tournament. He can't be in it.
But that hasn't been stated.
I agree with you, but I think that can I imply that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Him.
I would just like dredge a little more. I would like a little more like just.
I agree. In overall,
structure.
what we both want, I want some kind of information, and Callie said it, structure. I want to know what's going on. We're not getting enough information about the tournament, so why should I care? I agree with you there, but I don't think I need to know specifically. I just need something. So hopefully, we're going to be at episode 5, this coming Saturday. So basically, almost the halfway point. We could say we're about 30-40% through this arc, and we don't know about the tournament. This and the next one really need to get me wanting to know what's going to happen this tournament. They have 2 episodes. They have this episode and the following one to be like, hey, this is the reason we're doing this because otherwise, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
If they don't do that, by the time we get to episode 7, which is halfway point past it, 8, you only have a few episodes left. It's like, well, what was the point of the first 6 episodes?
Yeah.
There needs to be a point. So
right now, and maybe you two disagree with me. I care. I'm way more interested in the Relic. Yeah. And now in even this ruthless cheap space furniture store owner or whatever they're going there, than I am who wins the tournament. Because what's the point right now,
There's not,
there really is no
tournament.
point.
Yeah. I know nothing about the tournament. I agree with you.
Also, Dill, there's a couple of theories on the picture I kind of wanted to go to.
Okay,
from chat.
Is this like a Dill theory?
So no, it was in chat, and I think there was one I saw Dill would really like.
Oh,
so I wanted to bring it up. So Colin Cleave said, "Wait, this is just like the Otis Goha Yuga scene. That this is exactly like that.
It is like that."
And said it's just all one setup for an Otis punchline.
It could be. I mean, it could be. I mean, this show ultimately, I think a lot of people feel that way. I know Pete feels that way, even though he's not here right now. It's all going to come down to how Otis is executed. It's all going to come down to how Otis or the creator, if they're the same character or not, how that's executed. Because I think there's a lot of people that if the execution feels weird again and 2 shows kind of let you down in that way at the end with its main villain, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are rightfully annoyed and upset. So by choosing to have Otis be the villain again or villainous, which I love, by the way, and I've been calling people in the chat were always against me on that, but I've been saying that since the teens of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. I love it. But it all comes down now to execution. By making that decision, you really, really need to execute well on it, and I think they will. But yeah, does this give me Goha Yuga vibes? A little bit. I never thought about it, but right, he's tied down to a table in like an empty room.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Providence has as much weight and importance as Goha Yuga did. So I don't know why he would go after the Providence, but I don't know. Yeah.
It could be
it's not a bad theory. I definitely see the similarities.
I saw Brian Ford said something and said that that maybe the Providence shipped the Lug away because he knew of the danger that was going to happen to them or something, because he didn't want him to end up where the Lug was.
True.
I mean, where he is, and so he sent the Lug away. And I'm like, that's interesting, but then how would he ship him out unless they were together, right? That was my thought on it.
Maybe he got turned into a chair first and then shipped him out right away, and then the threat came again for him.
Maybe, yeah.
And now he's held hostage in an empty room that he can't have any impact on the show or the story, can't get in touch with anyone, and the Lug is with everyone on Earth. So that's not a bad theory either.
And he wouldn't know where he is because he doesn't remember it.
Right. And by the way, what's been tied to memory loss and memory wipe? The creator. So is this another? Is the creator behind this? Also,
behind everything.
Well, can I also say this?
Sure, say it.
We've seen a lot. We've seen one character in particular work a lot of these weird, odd jobs. Kawhi Tell's laundromat, the card shop last week. Would it be that surprising if that random girl that we keep seeing pop up everywhere is the employee or is running or associated with the ruthless cheap furniture store?
No, it wouldn't be shocking at all.
I wouldn't
Probably
be.
the
And by the
CEO.
way, even just seeing her there doesn't necessarily indict her as being this evil character, because she was working for Kawhi Tell when we didn't really know who Kawhi Tell is. So that's like been her gimmick. Even if you want to take out the evil aspect or theory of her character, that's been her kind of theme the whole time. Pete, what's going on, man? All right, Dredger got kicked off the screen. Hold on.
Yeah,
Son
do you
of
want
a
do you want
bitch.
to take a second to fix that?
Yeah, I'm gonna fix it. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Got his
Hi,
UTS shirt on
Dredgy.
too.
T
UT
jump scare. Yeah.
Good to see you,
Don't worry,
man.
I got the Dredge jump scare too. Apparently we're jump scaring everybody today.
Yeah.
All right.
Dill's shrinking it down.
Yep. Give me 1 second.
This guy.
You can have 10.
Himself smaller.
What was that, Dredge?
Well, I didn't say anything. That was Pete.
For the dono.
Me.
Oh god. Oh
I didn't say
god.
a word.
Oh God.
Oh,
God.
Cal's got the "Hope you have an amazing day" shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it.
There it is. There it is.
I actually,
baby.
for a second, Cal, your hand was like you're gonna take your shirt off. Like you went like this, and I was like,
mean,
oh boy.
I don't think
No,
anyone
you
would
want to see
complain.
my?
But it wasn't last Friday. It was after dark. That's allowed. But
Right.
here.
That's what we should have done it. See, that was a
I
bad
thought
mistake
about
on
having
our
me and
part.
Cal doing arm wrestling and taking our shirts off.
You would have
but
broke my arm.
Thank you
I-
for the dono.
Maybe.
Possible.
it's possible.
Possible.
Definitely not impossible.
Would have loved, for the record, I would have loved to see some arm wrestling. Okay, I
Oh,
think
God.
we're good now. All right, Pete, good to see you, my man. I would love. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but I would love
Yeah,
to.
sorry,
bring it up.
We
You
were
know what?
talking about the Providence and
Oh, we are-
being strapped down to a chair.
Yes, potentially.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, I want to get your thoughts just on the episode in general, my man. What were your thoughts on the episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I mean, what did you think?
I voted decent in the poll. I mean,
Yep.
it's okay.
Yep.
You know, I've been. I think all of us have been, but I definitely have been an advocate of not being a fan of this arc so far. And I keep saying it's the beginning, so they got time, and then we go another episode and another episode. So I think after next week, if we have the same vibe, then I'll really be worried. So this is kind of like my last forgive week, and then after that, I'm gonna start getting really worried for this arc. It's it's okay. Just the vibe they're going for just feels like very different than what they've done so far, because we've been lighthearted and we've had fun and we've done all of that stuff, but it just feels like this arc is going nowhere, and now we introduce a furniture store or something. Is that going to be our villains now? What's up with that? I mean, the explanation from Alfred about the family's history didn't really solve anything. I mean, it was just as confusing as where we started.
Yeah, I thought it was confusing.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't bring that up.
and I
because what
watched it.
happened.
I'm
couple
glad you guys
times.
were also confused. I thought I was just dumb.
No, I watched it a couple times. I'm like, okay, so what are we getting out of this? Okay, almost nothing. Great. So that's how I kind of felt there. And then, like, believe it or not, actually, Epoch is someone that's more growing on me as a character, even though she's a cheater. But we knew that. I mean, we saw that from when the first episode was going on, that she was introduced. It was
Yep.
She went through all the games, like whatever it was, 278 of them or some crap like that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And she was cheating then, so like it wasn't a huge shock for me. The only thing that it does is it kind of ruins the authenticity of us picking and everybody in the chat picking, because you can't really determine who exactly wins there because it was all messed up. I guess you could say it's an outright Yuhi win because he overcame the cheating, but the whole thing was screwed up from the start.
Yeah, I mean, I would say actually it's better. It looks better for Yuhi because Epoch,
guess it
even
does.
with the cheating, right? Yuhi didn't do anything wrong.
I knew we were in trouble, the people that picked Epoch, as soon as Yumu made the comment and said, well, you can't lose to two beginners now. I was
Yeah,
like,
that
that's a
one
wrap.
too.
I was like, Yuhi is winning. That's a wrap right there. So knew that was coming.
Yep.
But overall, there was some exciting duel moments a little bit here and there.
Oh, Yuhi's maximum. That was surprising.
Yeah, that was cool, and all the three groups trying to claim responsibility basically for it was a good gag. But I caught the tail end when I came in here just before I joined the actual Discord. I do agree with the whole tournament thing of like, Also, where are we going with this? We haven't really seen anyone duel. They just get put on the board. We don't know any of the rules. We already know what the prize is if they win.
Right,
So
it's the
like,
mangas. Yeah, right.
yeah,
right.
it just feels, which, at the moment on the surface, that feels really garbage. I mean, it's like
Trash.
when you get the
Mid.
toy to your Happy Meal. It's like, it's even worse than that, honestly.
Except when the Pokemon cards came out of the Happy Meal. That
Exactly. Those were good.
that was good.
Yeah.
Those were really
Well,
good.
they-
And I
they-
could say
they
another
might
one,
be-
but I'm not going to date myself.
They might be going somewhere with those mangas, so we'll have
Yeah.
to see. But right now, I do agree with you. I mean, it doesn't really.
It just feels like we're
feel
lost
worth
in the
it.
sauce, and then at the end of it, you have the Providence, just chilling in that room. Is he suntanning in the ship? I mean, what is he doing? So is like that implied that this is going to be one of those fake outs where it's like, ooh, he's going to be an antagonist, but he's really not. And it's just kind of like the way that they ended the episode. I could see that.
Well,
so.
Pete, you
was
didn't
all
think he looked like he was on the operating table like Earth was in Vrains?
No, not at all. Not at all. No.
Hey, Earth
that-
wasn't on that operating table for very long, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
My
Come on,
God,
man.
that's,
Come
that's-
on.
hey,
He
hey,
was on that
hey,
table
hey.
for about 20 seconds.
Craving for his life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Messed up scene. Pete, I do wanna ask you
crazy.
because this is
Oh, we're
one
still going. Okay.
that I actually think. Well, I don't know your opinion on this, but
Huh.
I'm gonna show the character on screen. We've
Oh,
already
here
kind
we
of
go.
touched on it.
We didn't no, we didn't touch on it.
No, we
You
didn't
wanted
touch
to
on
wait
it.
for
Okay.
Pete. Nice try.
Well, listen, I'm someone who has clamored for a very long time about the Mad Gasser of Mattoon and how I would love for the Mad Gasser to be referenced, to be shown up. It's weird to me that we get two characters,
we
the
go.
9-to-5 businessman and then this guy in a full-on gas suit. He's described to be an Earthling. It's not a cryptid. Now, the Mad Gasser would have been an Earthling. It was a real person who allegedly went around and gassed people in Mattoon. No, non-lethal. Nobody ever died. But I mean, do you think I'm reaching here, or do you think there's something here?
No, for this one, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, there is a little bit here, just because it's like all like the other ones. Like I'm still fully on the side of like that girl. In
That's
the
fair. Oh,
background.
that's fair.
With this, like, because it's just like a cameo, basically. It's not the focus of any episode. It's just there. I'm pretty convinced that somebody that knows
Watches.
English watches this
Yeah.
podcast.
100%.
I mean, that is such a random thing
Like-
that
like-
you've been talking about for like 30
Before
weeks.
I mentioned the
And then
Mad
it just
Gasser of
shows up
Mattoon,
for 2 seconds. Like, I don't know.
before I mentioned the Mad Gasser of Mattoon, I'll be honest, have any of you three ever heard of that
No.
person?
No.
It's not a
No.
popular story.
No.
It's not a popular story. I only know it.
They watch us.
I
That's
only
the
know
best
it because my dad gifted me a book on like creepy stories and like cryptids and like unsolved mysteries. And I remember I didn't read the book, but I read one chapter, and that was the chapter that I
was the
read
chapter
when I
you
was like
read.
10 years old, and I got really scared. And I remember I asked my dad, because they think the whole incident was mass hysteria, and I asked my dad, I was like, what does hysteria mean? And that's when I first learned like the definition of hysteria. Some of those moments like really stick with you. It's crazy. But like, I don't know. I mean, this is
Yeah.
not a popular character. And granted, it could just be a dude wearing a gas mask with a helmet with a dark suit.
Could be.
But
here's the
it
thing.
seems
it
random.
comes off as that. It
It's-
comes off as Mad Gasser, is what it comes.
It
off.
seems
It's that
crazy
level.
random, right?
Dill, here's the thing. You could have put anyone you want right there. You
Exactly
could have
what
put
I
any
said.
random no-name person. Could have been some freaking guy in a chicken costume or a mermaid. No, they chose to put someone in a gas mask who looks just enough to be like,
That might be the Mad Gasser.
they know exactly what they did.
I
And
honestly
appreciate it. It means a lot.
So you believe, Dredger, that someone definitely watches this?
Dude, this is too. There's no way it just happened to be that they got it right and put a guy in a gas mask to walk across and run into Epoch.
You
Come
also
on.
have to remember when we made
Just-
the bet in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, the very last episode that
Nick
was
Yagi.
valid of
Yeah,
that
the
bet,
Nick Yagi.
Nick Yagi
Somebody is
showed up in the
trolling.
background.
Somebody is trolling.
So like when that happened, I was like, all right, that was just an unlucky coincidence. But it was also weird that it happened on the very last episode that bet was valid, where I was like, Nick Yagi's not going to show up by episode 42 or whatever episode it was. 42, he shows up in a panning background shot. That was weird. And then the Jersey Devils were early on in the show where they probably were already written into the show. But
Mhm.
the Mad Gasser is someone I've been mentioning since the beginning of the show. And now the next character, and listen, this is how we'll know for sure.
You're pushing it.
Spring Heel Jack.
I love how they both look down.
Spring
I stare
Heel
right into
Jack.
their soul.
I mean, if we get a character that can jump in the air 10 feet over a wall,
Well, then
then
it's a sealed
then
deal.
it's definite.
Then it's a sealed
Then
deal.
it's definite.
We're stopping the podcast and we're saying right in that moment, who is watching? I know someone is watching. You better come.
Because I'm not
no.
convinced yet. I'm not convinced yet.
It is whoever's watching. I just hope we get a sneak peek at some point of what's to come. That's what I'd love. You know.
No,
one of those,
I don't think.
it is-
Even if someone was watching, I don't think they'd do that. I think
I
they
honestly
like us.
think-
I think they like hearing our predictions as
Still,
people.
and make us be wrong. Yeah, probably.
I genuinely think it would be more random for this not to be a mention of the
Yeah.
Madagascar Mattoon than it
It would
is
be really
No, I agree with you.
being one.
I agree with
Yeah.
you. Now
I
again,
think it's at the point where there's something there.
yeah, I mean that is crazy.
There's got to be something.
And in
Oh, man.
23 episodes and Spring Heel Jack shows up. I mean,
Oh no, please.
Now,
Well,
okay. What if it happens to be 23 episodes exactly?
so it'd be
from now?
episode 91, right?
Is there gonna be 91 episodes?
Then it's undeniable.
If Spring Heel Jack or a character that can jump very high shows up in episode 91, then we know, and then we can put
we
the
got
debate to
them.
rest.
Then we got Studio Bridge. We know they're
Then we know
trolling.
that'll be them sending us a message. Hey, we appreciate what you guys do.
I think
It's
I'm
a
giving them
wink
enough
to the
time,
camera.
right? That's
You're
enough
giving them.
time.
You're giving them 5 months.
Yeah.
Literally, if we're being honest, you're giving them 5 months.
Just to put together a 2-second scene. Just have them there. 2 seconds.
In
They'll
the,
be
in the
celebrating
final arc,
something in the alien world, and you'll just see them bouncing around in the background.
UMU versus Spring Heel
Cal,
Jack.
did you like your character in this episode?
My character.
Caliber, you
Yeah,
were
that-
compared.
Are you
to
talking
the-
about the man in the suit
Yes.
walking with the
The
briefcase?
9 to
Yes.
5 guy, yeah.
A 9 to
Yeah,
5.
yeah, big 9 to 5 guy. It's just I think it's an homage to Salaryman Kaizo,
Yeah, that's what we said.
Which is basically you.
which because he's
Hey.
a shout out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Shout out, Mr. Postman.
They actually call, I think in the character descriptions he was labeled financial guru.
Right,
remember
I've seen
correctly.
a couple of those videos. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
The old financial guru. I don't think.
Bill, when you gonna have a doctor on stream to help you out one of those videos?
Oh, well,
for what
lucky
video?
for you?
I don't know, just to break something down.
Well-
Have a doctor on. Just talk about maybe one of the characters recovering from an injury or
Well,
something.
there's a doctor right above me, and I would love to break down the Aoi's Eisen scene with him where she face plants into the cement. Because I'd love to know, is that survivable, given how...
So I think I've done this on the podcast before. I'm pretty confident that when I watch Brains, I think after the fact we talked about it, and we talked about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah,
First
but
of all, I'm not. I want to
we've
make this
never gone
very
all out.
clear.
We've never
I'm
gone
not
all
a
out.
doctor. So for those of you who think I'm a doctor, I'm not a doctor. However,
He's
that
humble.
being said,
Not
I
a
work in
doctor.
physical therapy, so I know about rehab from certain injuries. When I tell you watching that scene, I literally cringed thinking about what actually happened to a real person in that situation. So I'm thinking the maxilla bone shattered, gone, just pieces. You're gonna need plastic surgery in there. It's gonna take years to redevelop, even those muscles to move, get yourself to smile. Mind you, there also might be a broken neck. She might fracture the transverse processes on the cervical spine. Just by the amount of pressure and force that goes down, and her body tilts like that.
Ugh.
So overall, would she have survived? The answer is absolutely hell no.
But what if you bring virtual reality into it?
Now, see, that's where I love you for that. Because when you bring in virtual reality, bro, you could have took her, rolled her up into a ball, rolled her down a bowling alley, picked her back
Exactly.
up, slammed her down like
Fine.
LeBron, like Gronk scored a touchdown, then LeBron James dunk on her, and then she'd have a small bruise and be in a coma for 10 weeks for no reason, for 5 episodes. I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, well, again,
This is the idea I got, right?
Okay.
You go on Amazon, you buy one of those full scale skeletons that you would see at the doctor's office, right? Then you have Dredge on. Dredge could specifically point to the parts of the body. We could break it down.
Do you know how much one of those
They're
costs?
They're
not
It's
cheap.
It's like hundreds of dollars.
they're not
Oh,
cheap.
Dill's worth a couple mils.
No,
just use the Jack
no.
Skellington. It's kind of the same.
No,
No, that's not the same thing.
not doing
No.
that.
Brains, yeah, that's
Brains Mythbuster. Could Aoi's Eisen have survived?
Busted.
All
Yeah,
right.
You just
100%
throw
busted.
Dylan into the ground. Yeah, she could have survived.
Jeez, yeah. You guys want to read some donations and super chats?
Sure, why don't you read a little on your end?
All right, I will. First of all, I want to shout out that man again for the very generous super chat to kick off this stream.
5-0.
Oh,
Thank you, that
yeah.
man. Greatly appreciated. Crystal Colden, thank you for the 888 donation. A fun episode. Give me that Yuhi maximum right now. And Yuhi got the honest win against a cheater. And Dill gets his wish for the masked gasser appearance. Now for the spring-heeled Jack appearance. So I'm not the only one who wants spring-heeled Jack. Crystal, thank you so much. I will say, though, you know what? Even if spring-heeled Jack doesn't show up, I know in my heart they gave me the Mad Gasser of Mattoon in the show,
Right.
and I can't ask for any more than that.
They threw you a bone.
They really did.
And then you said 23 episodes from now I want Spring Heel Jack. And you can't ask for more, though. But you just asked.
Well, that's kind of like you know what I mean.
No, no. That's not how it works.
Crystal, thank you. Yeah, Pete,
God.
talk a little bit because you weren't here and we touched on it. I mean, did you think this was a good episode for Yuhi? I thought it was a really good episode for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, really liked it for Yuhi. I thought it really demonstrated him finally like having a duel once again. That felt like when he was progressing before the whole MIK takeover,
Shubaha.
where he was, somewhat. Like coming out of his shell, overcoming odds here, given that Epoch was cheating, and I really think he demonstrated something where he could be a force in this Final 4, Final 8, whatever they're doing with this tournament. I really liked his chances going forward to be like one of the last people. I think he's an honest dark horse for maybe the win in this tournament.
Holy shit.
To do something different. So I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, I
him going
couldn't.
forward.
I tried to hold it in. I couldn't do it. He counted it down. I saw him in chat. He goes 3, 2.
I
and I'm
saw
like,
I saw
go
the
countdown? Question mark.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And then,
Yeah.
wow.
Holy shit, that
This-
man,
this
dude.
guy.
Thank you
That's crazy.
so much, dude.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. $200 super chat. That man, thank you so much. Please get some hearts in chat for this guy. Thank you, my man. The last time he did a big donation like this, I ended up doing my top 10 most hated duels. I might have to do now my top 10 most hated characters. You know what, that man? I'm going to commit to it. Just like I did last year when you did
There
that
it is.
massive super chat for hated duels. I'm going to do hated
my
characters.
God.
Here's
I wanna read
that
this.
man's, and there's some characters on here that I think are crazy. Weevil and Rex,
Wow.
valid. Yusaku.
Wow.
I mean,
That's a high.
that's
dude.
high for Yusaku. Arata Arai.
I don't know who
Okay.
that is.
Atticus. I liked Atticus.
Atticus is Fubuki.
Yeah, I liked Fubuki. Tokenosuke from Zexel. Yep, fully agree with that. Bowman. A Shizu. I loved a Shizu.
That's interesting. Who's Leo and Luna at 3?
Yeah, that one I get if you just hate the fact that they like really were missed. Like they were low key, very underutilized. I thought, especially Luna throughout 5Ds. Aoi Zaizen at 2. That's
Dill,
crazy.
You see the problem though, Dill, right? You see the problem, right?
Yes,
He didn't put number 1.
there's 3 tied for 1. Oh no, he didn't put number.
No,
one.
no,
Okay.
he didn't
That's
put a
the
number
problem.
1.
He
Just-
didn't put number 1.
Just write number 1 in the chat, please.
He didn't put number 1.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
nervous.
Honorable
I'm a little
mentions:
nervous.
Chumlee from GX. That's valid. Ira,
Chumlee?
who was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal manga boss,
Oh yeah, Hayato's useless.
and Yuya. Wow, that man with a very polarizing list. I
Yeah.
mean, some
Very
crazy
much
names
so.
on there.
Damn.
But see, Dill, I feel like if you did yours, if we're being honest, you'd have 1 or 2 in there that everyone's be like, "There's no way." Like I feel like that's how it is. Like some people just don't like certain characters. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. You're right. That man, seriously, thank you so much, dude. I greatly appreciate it. That list.
I'm just nervous about number 1.
Yeah,
nervous.
you could just comment number 1 in chat. Please don't.
Yeah, okay. Good luck.
Or actually, wouldn't it be hilarious if he did like a $1 super chat? I
That would be
kind of
great.
hope
See that? I hope it's a $1.
that would be fine. That
Number
man,
1
you've
is-
super chatted $250. Thank you so much, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, I would
Great.
say
Sorry,
there's.
and sorry, Pete. I know we interrupted you.
Yeah,
but I
sorry,
really
Pete,
got-
I'm sorry.
got
No worries.
shocked, sorry.
No worries at all. Dill,
That's
before we go back to
crazy.
anyone, can you go to your links?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Is there a link in there too? I didn't
Thank
see
you,
that one.
thank you, Pete. I was gonna say that.
Thank
as
you,
well.
Pete.
I didn't see the link.
Jesus Christ, guys, come on. Space Cowgirl, thank you for the $100 donation.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
I mean, yeah, guys, seriously, thank you so
Oh my
much.
God. Wow.
Thank you guys. That is
Jesus.
that is
Oh,
crazy. Space Cowgirl, thank you.
Was there at least a message on this one?
Yeah, there was a question. Okay, here's a question, but you could have just asked it in the chat. Okay, here's a question: steamed or fried dumplings?
Oh, that's a great
I
question.
prefer fried.
So I want to go last. I'll let Pete Dill go. I want to go last in this one.
I'm not a big dumpling guy, but I prefer fried. Space
Cal, what do you
Cowgirl,
think?
thank you so much.
That's a great question.
Jesus Christ.
I'd probably go
good one.
steamed.
Okay. All right.
Also, not a big dumpling guy, but I'd probably go
Oh,
steamed.
I love myself some dumplings and pot stickers. Oof. Pete, what do you got?
I love both of them. I
Yeah.
think I would prefer steamed.
Yeah.
I think I go
So there's no right or wrong answer because it's a dumpling, right? Dumplings are delicious, steamed or fried. So here's how I look at it. Now, when I order Chinese food, I'm not ordering one thing. I'm dropping 40, like, and we know how cheap American Chinese food is, right? I'm dropping $40 for myself on Chinese food. No cap, not even lying. So when I tell you, like, it just depends. So say, for example, you're getting the lo mein, you're getting the General Tso's sweet and sour chicken.
Oh.
You get an egg drop soup. You got to get the steamed up for the health because you gotta at least knock in a little bit of that fried oil. Now, if you're just going light, like $20 Chinese food, like you're getting your combination platter, chicken and broccoli, fried rice, then you get the fried dumplings to counteract that. So the right answer is there's no wrong answer, and dumplings are incredible. So that covered my TED
Yeah.
Talk.
Dredge, thank you. You're obviously the most knowledgeable about dumplings, and $40, that's a lot, but you know what?
It's
I respect
impressive
it.
how much I spend on Chinese food.
I
Good
just,
Chinese food runs up quick, man.
It can now.
I
It
love
didn't used
Chinese
to.
food.
$40 is a
Get a
lot,
nice-
though.
Get a nice.
No, because look, Dill,
wonton
your
soup.
combination platter is $10.
Yeah.
Your soup is $6.
True, I
then
don't
you
get
want to
soup.
you want to get a quart of chicken and broccoli or something so you have for later for lunch the next couple days.
That's fair. If you're
And then-
if you're using it to meal prep for the future, I
And then you
think.
gotta get an appetizer. You get the edamame. Are you gonna get a salad?
You
What
also
salad?
you guys
Get a
eat a
cheesy
lot more than I
wonton.
do. Cause like
I do eat a lot,
I get
right?
2 egg rolls and I'm set, dude.
There's no way you can only.
That's
What
it?
is
Like not
wrong
even a
with you?
meal.
2 egg rolls?
2 egg rolls in your set.
He's laughing. He knew it already. He was laughing before it even happened.
No, I get sesame chicken usually as well.
Okay, I was like you're.
General
come on.
Tso's for me.
General Tso's is fire.
I'll go with sesame chicken.
Space Cowgirl, thank you so freaking much. That man, thank you so freaking much. You guys are insanely
that's-
kind. I mean,
Wow.
thank you so
crazy.
much. That
I'm
was
still
that was
nervous.
that
We
was
have
within the same 60 seconds, dude.
and we have a
Holy
number
shit.
1 coming. There's a number 1 coming. You realize that, right?
Yes.
It's coming.
Ah.
You don't have to want.
I
it to
hope it
come.
comes
You
in
can tell
chat.
him not to. Oof.
One
Oof,
question.
Jesus
question,
Christ.
question.
I've completely lost my focus.
that.
Where are we on this? We're doing Yu-Gi-Oh tonight. Is that?
I mean, seriously, thank you guys so much.
What are we here for?
Jesus. Wow. Thank you guys. And you know what? I will say this. I will say this as well. I'm going to go live full screen here. It's been a
Oh,
slow.
jeez.
Well, I'm properly thanking everyone. It's been a slow month for the channel.
Voices in your head. Ooh.
I've only uploaded 2
Sorry.
videos. I've only uploaded 2 shorts for the whole month of July. I don't think I've uploaded a video in like 3 weeks. So
You're
I
trash.
know it's been a real. You're trash, Brock. I know it's been a really bad and slow month for the channel. So I apologize for that. But thank you guys so much for always being here, regardless. Sticking with me, sticking with the channel, sticking with the podcast, and these kind of donations and super chats. I cannot tell you how far they go to help this production, to help me, to help everything about this channel. And just seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. And I'm so blessed and lucky. And thank you to Cal, Pete, and Dredger as well, because I'm so lucky that they take time out of their busy weeks every single week to do this. And without them, obviously, we would not have a podcast. So,
yeah.
seriously, getting a little mushy here, but thank you.
Mushy.
Angie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do that
Angie,
too.
thank you for the $50 donation, a huge donation. Hopping onto that donation train. See you the day after tomorrow. I'll see you soon, Angie. Thank you for another crazy donation.
Angie donated too.
Yeah, Angie donated too. Yeah,
I missed that one. Okay.
and there's so many. It's crazy. Girl power. I mean,
Girl power.
Janet just writes, "Give us a kiss."
all right. There you go. I kiss the camera. Oh, thank you guys so much. Seriously.
That is great.
I greatly appreciate it. An update, something I would love to do and I haven't told the boys this yet, but I would love to
Oh boy.
upgrade the mics next to these Shure SM78B mics.
No,
Oh.
that sounds like something out of a fucking movie.
Well,
or
that's
something.
Those
Where-
are
where-
nice.
there-
Those are
We couldn't
nice.
put
Yeah,
those on
those
the
are-
table though. There's no way
Well,
that they would clip. to the
yeah,
table.
that's
do
the
the
issue.
hand stands. They have the mini stands that you can
You
put
know-
on the table. They have those.
You know,
for
Dill.
those.
You know what we could do?
What could we do?
We could go to IKEA and get a table actually built.
Bro, honestly, that actually, you know what, Dylan? Let's take a
do
vote.
that.
Do we want new mics or we
Could
want
do
a
it.
real table?
No, I like.
I
the
vote real table.
We could
I
get a
like-
bigger. We could get a bigger one that
Well-
hosts like when we have guests over.
We'll
I
come,
like
we'll
the
come with
table.
you to IKEA, Dylan. We'll even come with you to IKEA.
Okay,
What he's thinking about it.
well, yeah, we'll think about it. But now I feel
I
like-
like the microphone.
I like to
better.
be transparent with you guys in chat because these kind of donations and super chats, I do not take them for granted, and I try to upgrade the quality of the channel and these productions as often and as best as I can. A new camera is also something that I could do. So like, there's
Please,
some options
please
here.
do that.
Well, this camera works
Actually,
well for me, but I know it's
the
a pain
second
to get
camera.
up.
You need a second camera.
Second camera, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, listen, it's a great camera. It has seen its time.
How old is that
I've
camera?
only had it for like 2.5 years.
It has
No,
seen
it's
its
older than
time.
that, isn't it?
When you
No.
have to fidget around with that cable just to get it started.
I think it's the
takes time.
cable's the problem. He stretched that cable.
Yeah.
Like, in weird angles, it's bent.
Is
Just
that
buy a brand new
replaceable? Can
cable.
you do that?
What if we made a glass table with and then like in the table like there were Funko Pops?
That would be a custom table. You know how expensive
You know how much
would
that
be?
you would need a lot.
I saw on TikTok.
That'd be a great
these
idea though.
guys-
Don't get me
these
wrong.
guys commissioned a custom D&D table.
Oh,
and it was
That's
Oh, those
yeah.
look so
It
cool.
was
Those are
ridiculous,
awesome.
expensive, but it looks so good.
I'm
That's
not gonna lie
cool.
to you, Dill. I like the Funko idea. I just don't think you process how much it would cost.
No,
to
you're right.
customize
You're right.
that. That's
But
the problem.
anyway, there are going to be some upgrades to this studio. The other thing, if we get a table, then we could bring in the white folding table and then literally have like 15 people at the table at once
Well, that's
for
my
like
point.
the
Is
jump
it
festa or
gives you
something.
more room because when we
That's what
have
I'm saying.
6-7 people, like people got to sit up top and the back, and at the old place, even it was the same way. So like having more table space, I think would benefit us.
Yeah.
for
All right,
Think
we'll
it
see.
works. You got the space down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there will be some upgrades coming. So, and that's because of you guys. So, Angie, Space Cowgirl, that man, seriously, thank you so much. And my top 10 most hated characters. I like to stray away from negative videos, as you guys know, but
But
a super
sometimes it's fun,
a
you
super
know?
chat like that, I'm gonna have to. I have to.
Now, due to the money, he's gonna have to steer into
That
that.
that
Well,
man,
I
we
feel
don't
like
need
that's-
any more upgrades.
We do not.
No more upgrades. No, we
Um,
don't need anything. We're good.
Well, no. I would actually. I think that man's asking what upgrades does the podcast
No.
need.
Yeah, but then by
Oh,
asking
I
that,
see what you're
you-
saying.
there
No,
you go.
no,
Now
you've
you-
done-
I see
you've
what
done
this
enough.
guy's up to.
Yep, you've done enough. You've done enough. Thank you, that man. Brian Ford, thank you for the $2 super chat. Pretty good episode. Yuhi's been a much better character this season, and Epoch's been developing nicely. Surprised to see a Maximum, but hopefully that means Yumu will get a Bluetooth Maximum version of Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. You guys
That'd
can't
be
see me, but
so cool.
I'm cooling myself off because that is a
No, I can see
hot,
it.
hot
we-
image.
we
Bluetooth
unfortunately see
Maximum
it.
would be so freaking cool, dude. Oh my god. That'd be great. I think it's possible. If Yumu gets a Maximum, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like it more if it was a red eyes one?
I 100%
I like
would.
Blue Eyes more.
I would prefer Red Eyes. I just think Blue Eyes is definitely more likely because that's clearly her like main ace. Red Eyes would be great. Or give her like a Cyber Dragon. I think Cyber Dragon, the tech style of a Cyber Dragon, I think would work very well in her tech deck.
Yeah.
And then you make her summon a Cyber Dragon, and then the Maximum can be the head of a Blue Eyes, or the head of Bluetooth, the head of Red Eyes Burst, and the head of the Cyber Dragon. How cool would that be? Like a three-headed.
solid.
I mean, that would be
That'd be pretty
freaking.
solid.
Bro,
Dude,
Cyber Dragon?
now I'm
Oh,
like, now
man.
that's not going to happen, but like that would be
You're pushing
so
it.
cool, dude. It sucks, man. I will say, like, Yuumu in the first two duels used the Red Eyes variant and the Blue Eyes variant. And I really, really thought that she was going to use a lot of, different like variants of like old dragons from the older shows. Stardust potentially, Galaxy Eyes, Cyber. And unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. But, it is what it is.
What can you do?
Brian, thank you, my man. Crystal Colden, thank you for the $2 super chat. With me researching a rhythm game as of lately, Hi-Fi Rush, does the crew like rhythm games? I know Dredge has 2 left feet, but what about everyone else? Also, I gave
This
you...
is true. She asked me this earlier.
I gave music suggestions to Dredge. Did he like the suggestions? If you gave them while he was streaming, he probably hasn't had a chance to listen to them yet. I mean, I'll let him speak on that.
I don't remember the music suggestions.
You're going to have to give it to him again. Just write it in chat.
Write in chat or send it to me on Discord.
Hi-Fi Rush apparently is like, I think it's like a DDR game. I don't know much about it. I love Guitar Hero, which I don't know if that's a rhythm game. I don't know if rhythm games are dancing.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean just dancing. It just means any kind of, having to connect like different points. Like in guitar, you got to be able to move, play the song. So
rhythm game. I
love Beat Saber too.
Yeah, rhythm game is more of the way you play the game is to the rhythm of a song. So like, there's a game that I played. I'm drawing a blank on the name. But it's like you're basically going through worlds and you're shooting things like the monsters or whatever, and you do it on beat to the song that's playing in the background, and you get more points for being on beat and stuff like that. And then if you're off beat, you're most likely going to miss, and then they're gonna hit you. So
I've heard, for some reason this is sounding familiar.
That sounds cool.
I don't remember the name. I can go look on Steam in a little bit and see what it was called.
Yeah, I think Clone Hero is definitely a rhythm game because, like, when I play like AJR's Bang, which I usually do that every morning to like start my day, I'm definitely playing along to that rhythm. So yeah, I think as to what Cal just said, I agree with you there, man.
Literally.
C. Sanadvod, thank you for the $2 donation. I know it's a week late, but I'm surprised no one mentioned Sirocco's appearance in episode 67. What? At around the 1 minute mark, during the Neo MIK ceremony, she can be seen standing in front of the stage underneath Manabu, perhaps collecting intel for the creator. I totally missed it. I don't even think anyone in chat mentioned it.
Hold on, let me go back to the email.
Hold on.
Yeah, I got to pull this. I'm going to pull this up.
It up. What'd you say, in a minute?
He said it's around the 1 minute mark. During the ceremony, she's standing under Manabu.
All right, I'm at 57 seconds.
I'm going to try to screenshot this.
I got to see this. Come on.
Did we all miss this, dude?
Probably.
Oh, like directly in the center dancing?
Does it look like her?
Or like standing there? It's definitely a female character and could be.
Oh, it is, dude.
All right, pull it up.
Well, is it? It might be.
Let me see. I'm the most middle on this, so let me see it.
That's it. I don't know. I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh no, it is. You can see.
Yeah.
So at 107, you can see the thing with the ball in her head. Like the string with the ball on the top. You can see that.
I don't think it's a string.
At 107.
I know what you mean.
I don't remember what it exactly looks like. Zoom in. Look at her head. You could see the antenna on her head.
I mean, it definitely could be.
I don't know where this is. Oh wait.
I do
see it now. Yeah, it's curled forward. It's curled forward.
Yeah, you could see it.
It's curled forward. It is. He's not wrong.
I mean, that's a decent shot.
It doesn't, but her head doesn't look circular enough.
Yeah, it's like I get the top part, but I don't know how I feel about the rest of it looking like her.
That's a crazy find though, C. Sanadvod. It could be, it might not be, I don't know. But it could be one of those things that like is like supposed to get you talking about it because it's like, who is she? Like, why is she here? Huh.
We got to do it like one of those shows. It just like colorize the image. And rotate
we don't got that good of a team.
Enhance.
Yeah, we don't have a good enough team for that. What do you guys think? It's her or not? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say no.
You know what? I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah.
I don't think the head is circular enough.
No, it's a circle.
But it doesn't look like a perfect circle. The one that Piero would draw.
You could see the perfect circle. And then there's just that other thing on the back.
I don't know.
Throw up a poll in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put up a poll. That's a good one, dude. I mean, I missed that. Nobody even mentioned it last week. Looks like we're back to form. 40% good, 39% great, 17% decent. Well, still a lot of people said it was just decent. And actually more good than great again. So, yeah, not back to form, but back, like last week there was like a lot of decents and bads.
I think last week it was what? It was like...
it wasn't good. I forget
what it was. It was 60-40 bad and decent.
Yo, she doesn't have a perfectly round head.
That's tough.
She has the hair coming out the sides.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, and what was it,
I
episode
think it's
21?
The thing that doesn't look like her is the skirt. But it still can be. I just think the shape looks a little different.
The shape of you.
But if you look
Bro,
at...
I saw that concert. Incredible.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you saw that.
Oh my God, so good. He's incredible. He's a magnificent performer.
Guy's uber talented.
He's like showing us how he does like everything. He like creates it. He literally did one of the Eminem songs because he's the one that wrote it. And he started rapping and I was like,
Some people
this
just
guy
got
can
it,
do
man.
anything.
When
Some
did-
people just have it all.
When did Yugioh and Go Ayuna duel? It was 20?
20.
Judius and Go Hayuna. Pete would know.
20.
There you go.
I'm going to try to get,
Pete has that stuff good.
it might be her, dude.
Noodle Sirocco.
Pull it up side by side. Let's do extreme
It looks
analysis.
like her, dude. It really does. I'm buying. I want you to buy.
Bye.
Okay, I'm getting it up for you guys, chat.
It's her, dude. I'm convinced. I'm sold.
You're
Episode
convinced-
21,
You're
yo.
convinced, you're convinced very easily, so that's different.
Wait, what? I'm looking at the wrong thing. Episode 21 is in sevens. Bang, bang, bang.
And again, this is the scene
Here we
where
go.
this put her on the radar.
That's the same, dude. It's the same shape. It's not
yeah,
a
I
perfect
mean, even
circle.
yeah, no, you're right. Even
the
that
only
like
thing
buns.
is, it looks like she has like something over her face.
You guys ever seen The Office? You see when
Yes.
Pam gets the two pictures and tells Michael to find the difference in these two pictures?
It's the same picture.
It's the same picture.
So, Judge, you think it's Sirocco?
It's Sirocco. Look, Dylan, look at it for
Yeah.
a second.
No, I think you might-
really think about it.
No, it's weird. It's definitely weird, and it very well could be her.
It's Sirocco.
That's crazy. I mean, I didn't even notice it, dude.
I didn't either.
There's another shot of Sirocco in this. I mean, it's crazy in episode 20 how many shots of Sirocco there are.
This is just nuts.
I'm gonna see if I can get maybe a better shot of her. Yeah, I don't know. That is surprising. So she may have been there. Yeah, last week. Crazy.
Out there spying.
Why you always lying?
Yeah. Wow.
Why
I
you
said,
always
I said spying, not lying.
Bro, my throat.
If he's
God
lying,
damn,
It
Dylan.
hurts?
No,
It
I'm
hurts?
I'm just pulling a Dylan. Sorry.
I was gonna say
Pulling a Dylan.
could be in trouble.
Whenever you're worried about it, you just have to do a check by going, "Oh yeah."
No,
And then if
my
you could
favorite
do
was
it-
last night that he was literally like arguing with me or disagreeing with me in the chat. He's like, "Yeah, I mean, me talking all this time and screaming and singing has nothing to do with my voice being worse." I'm like, "Yeah, of course it. Nah, it actually that helps it. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. It actually helps it. That makes complete logical sense."
Well, like
That's like me not eating has nothing to do with me being hungry.
No, not at all.
the Sirocco on the right, you can see the shoulder pads, but like you can't
Yeah.
see that on the left. But
Her
it just
arms
could
are out.
Because their arms are up.
right. It could be
Because
the
her arms are
angle.
up.
It could be
She's
the
dancing.
angle. Yeah.
ma-
I
it
and
made
you-
me
I don't know, it's
spin
hard- it's hard-
around a little bit.
it's hard to say.
Go
you
to
also
hack
like
it, hack
don't
in
need
and
to
go
have
to
the
the other
same
camera angle.
fit. She could have a jacket on or something.
Oh, just me?
Huh?
Oh no, Pete was just joking. Yeah, I don't have that
He
capability.
told you to get. Yeah, I didn't think you made.
You got to flip around to the other angle, bro.
I don't know. That's crazy. Well, see, Sanadvon, good find, dude. And Limestone, thank you for the $2 donation. How good are your guys' luck with chance-based games? Mine is
Dylan's really
okay.
good. Mario Party.
Dylan's 100%. He's kind of like Epoch. He basically cheating out there.
I
but
don't
not
cheat.
cheating.
I get very
But,
lucky. I do get very lucky. I got no
The
problem
rest
admitting.
of us, probably your normal, barely ever. get
I would say I'm
anything.
I would say P and Cal are pretty even. I would say I'm slightly unlucky. Certain things like recently Pokemon Go really hot, really good luck.
Yeah, but
Problem
you're
is
not
though, the other parts of my life I got no luck. So cancels out.
bad. Man's getting
Good.
crushed.
Don't say that,
Judge
man.
Name a part of my life in which luck has been more on my side than you.
When you were born.
I mean, I could. This isn't an After Dark, so I don't want to go there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Your family.
Are you channeling back a few years?
I'm thinking back a few years.
Holy mackerel, man. This is getting intense.
Yeah, you were the man born with everything. That's luck right there.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't. I gotta go. It's been fun.
All right. I do get pretty lucky.
Every time that Caliber's birthday comes up, and it's like that the comic book of Superman where it's like the man who has everything. I don't know what to buy him because the guy owns and has everything.
He doesn't have the stonks U2's character.
That's true. We could get that. We could all chip it this year.
Hey, I'm down to chip in for that.
Oh man!
Happy 30th, Cal.
Oh, Kyle, we're over your 30. We gotta do some crazy.
Yeah, that's true. We gotta go crazy.
We really did.
I mean, this year was like the craziest we've done for my birthday in a while, and we went bowling.
Wow, yeah, we did see people we haven't seen since high school.
We got crossfaded at the alley.
Oh,
Okay.
shut up!
It's
Crossfaded,
always
bro.
crossfaded, bro.
Jesus.
We can do something big this year. It was still good to see everybody.
That was good to see, but
it was-
I think
no,
we
it
need
was
to
a good
do
time. It
more
was a good time.
personal, like a little less people.
My only question is
Yeah,
is
more
that
people.
Nick T for the longest time said he was only going to make it to 27. So what's going on there?
Well, in some ways, he wasn't wrong.
Sometimes you exceed expectations. And that's what Nick T has done to this point. Yeah, you can tech him up. Yeah, Cal's gonna walk away. But all honesty, he's exceeded expectations, and that's what we were hoping for. It would have been very.
What do you think, Dredge? Like as an expert, like on relationships, what do you think? What do you think is in store for him next year? Do you think something big, like
Yeah, if I was a betting man, which as you all know, I like my gambling. I'd put a hefty amount on something life-changing.
I would say life-changing.
Occurring to Nick T next year. I could guarantee it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Deal
That's
with
how
the creation
confident
of
I am.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little creation.
Something major will happen. It's one of really three things.
All right.
We won't list them now, but it's one of three things.
Live Stone. Thank you for the donation, Live Stone.
Dill got nervous, man. He's like, oh shoot.
I didn't get nervous. It's not an After Dark.
Did I say anything that was After Dark worthy?
No,
my turn?
but I think
Check the tape.
we
Check
could
the tape.
expand on an After Dark.
We could. And that's why every 3 months we'll plan out an After Dark. It makes sense.
That makes sense.
Good.
I like that. All
That
right.
whiskey was good.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Thank you.
Cal was drinking his whiskey.
We are gonna
That was good.
we are gonna be picking Muda versus Denova probably
shit,
in
we gotta
about
pick
10
that?
minutes.
We have
so-
to.
We gotta
so-
read the thing.
So
right? Give me
Elaine,
the-
hold on. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta get my phone. It'll take me a minute.
All right, we got the summary.
Cal, you got one?
Do you want me to
Don't
just
know.
start reading donos while he's not
Yeah,
here?
plow through
Yeah,
a
do
couple.
it.
Why not?
All right.
So
all right.
Elaine
We
was
got-
kind enough to calculate the pick'em scores.
This fucking guy.
So, all right.
Man,
Let me see.
Hey man, welcome back.
it's good to see you.
I almost got a word out there.
I know.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Someone
We
added
should
it before.
boycott the podcast.
These are the pick'em scores for the first
Common
30, 35 duels. So, last place is Nick T and Cal with 23.
Wait, pause.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
only
How am I
34
not
duels?
last when I purposely chose wrong?
Dredger, you're at 24.
Judge, you were purposely
That's still-
choosing wrong and getting it right. Do
That's
you
That's
not remember that?
terrifying. That's a problem.
Bro,
I am in second with 32, and then Pete is in
That's-
first with 35.
Are you really in second?
Yeah. Well, because think about it. You tried to pick wrong for like 10 weeks.
So I'm third
You're third.
by a lot. Okay, that's fair. I'll
I
take
like to
third.
go on like the edge and be like, you know what? I'm gonna try and pick different this week, and it never works out.
oh man.
I'm
Well-
3-0 this arc. I'm
Well,
feeling
let
good.
me tell you that. I was only one behind Pete going into this arc. I have been horrific this arc. I'm 0
for 3,
3.
Dill.
Pete's
0 for 3.
2-1. Dredger is 3-0. So Dredger's the only
I'm hot
perfect
on-
one
I'm making up ground.
this arc. And then Cal and Nick T are both 1 and 2 this arc. But Elaine, thank you for keeping track and calculating those scores.
So I have a 2-point lead on Cal.
You've got a 1-point lead
One.
on Cal and Nick T.
That's it. Oh, fudge.
Well, you
I
also
do.
tried to purposely throw for like 10 weeks.
It wasn't
What?
10. Let's be honest. It was like 7 or 8.
I
What I do.
also
I
was
probably
throwing. I
went,
just didn't
like-
announce it.
I probably went like 3 and 5 there.
I think it was longer than you remember.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
The
you'd be in
alpha-
the low mid 30s if you tried to
Eh.
pick.
Judge, weren't you trying to pick wrong and you got like 4 in a row right?
No, I got 3 right.
Still.
But I got 3 right being wrong, meaning I got it wrong.
Yeah, he didn't get a point.
You know what I mean?
No,
I got it right.
the other way around.
The other ones were opposites. I know what you mean, but it's still
the other way around. Like you were trying to pick wrong, but you ended up picking right.
I did about 50-50 on it, if we're being honest.
I mean, look.
It was impossible to get a streak.
You were the only one this week to get that one right.
Yeah, because you just why is Yuhi losing to Epoch? Why?
I just didn't think they ever lose in her first duel and make her cry.
Hey, when you start becoming, when you're a box and you go into a smaller box and then cheat inside that box.
The only reason she really lost is because she got tired of flipping.
True.
Tired of cheating.
I mean,
she was flipping that dice.
I wouldn't, as her publicist, I wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Cheating. I would call training.
He was
training.
All right,
let's training to cheat.
Let's do some super chats, then we'll get into the picks.
Okay.
We got a summary, don't we?
We got $5 Canadian from Dylan Peddle.
Thank you, Dylan.
Dylan said, first Diane Keto and now Joey's dice cards. What card from Duel Monsters would you like to see get an archetype next?
Remember, an archetype.
Archetype?
Are harpies technically in it?
Yeah, harpies are actually printed in Rush Duels.
They are printed, right?
Yeah.
But no one's used it.
Not in the show. I'm pretty sure they're like very good in the actual game.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Harpies.
Yeah, harpies would be cool. But yeah, a deck that hasn't been printed.
The Tunes
from DM Tunes. Yeah,
Tunes that's a good call. That's a really good call. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that.
You really agree with this guy?
Honestly, I like dinosaurs. Rex's deck with some improvements would be pretty cool. I like dinosaurs. So.
True. Well, we kind of got them with sadly with Hunt a little bit.
Did we though?
Yeah, I think some of his cards were like old school dinos.
Well, that was Dylan's favorite deck.
Okay.
Love that guy.
All right. Okay.
I wouldn't say archetype, but we did see, I think, a shot last episode, I think, of Time Wizard. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, Time Wizard was in the shop, I think. Yeah. Time Wizard and 1,000 Year Dragon or Baby Dragon, that would be cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Joey Wheeler.
Yeah. It's a good question, Dylan.
Jesus,
really good question.
Joey Wheeler.
Joey Wheeler.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you though. Like I watched the end of that show in the sub and the like first 100 and like something in dub.
Yep.
Something about those dub actors. I don't know if it's I just grew up with them, but
kills it, man.
For example, like I've said this and I'll say it again. The Pegasus voice actor dub. I can't Pegasus with a
boy.
In sub, man, it's just not like nah. In dub, it was so much more.
Well, Darren Dunstan, who voiced Pegasus and did a phenomenal job.
Incredible, yeah.
He is now he's been the voice acting director for the Yu-Gi-Oh dubs. I know definitely with Vrains and Sevens, and I think with Arc 5, but Arc 5 I'm not sure. Vrains and Sevens, he's the voice acting director for. And that being said, I think he pulled from that, like, how the subbed voice actor of Pegasus says his words, and he just, because he really does, like, that was in the sub, but he enhanced it and made it like his own, and he really did fantastic with it.
It just seemed more intimidating in the dub than the sub. That's
I agree.
I think they're both great. I really do.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. Like, they're good.
That's one of those dubs that I could go back and watch, and it's probably because of the nostalgia link.
Oh, that's what we grew up with.
With the other shows, like GX on,
I couldn't imagine watching GX and dub.
I did. So that's how I originally started.
Oh, how?
It originally started as the GX dub for like 25 episodes. I was like, this is rough. I thought it would get better in sub, only marginally.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Hey, Pete, you hear I finished GX?
I did, dude. How was the best two episodes of the show? 179 and 180.
So 179 and 180. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's Pete. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is dead honesty. It is worth it to get there. I swear it is.
You think I could just skip through? Maybe start at like 165?
Honestly, could you skip to 179 180? Yes, you could. You could. Should you?
There's a lot of filler in there.
But 179 180, man. Pure dual artistry. Like watching those two episodes, I was like, because I haven't got to talk to Dill about it, and I actually got spoiled.
It's the only time in Yu-Gi-Oh history that's ever happened.
Yeah, it was like that's what I expect, like dueling in real life to be. That like the counters to each other. No one's getting. That's what I expect a duel to be in real life. Like sometimes these duels, like where it's like, oh, it's just like that was like they were reading each other's. It was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's good.
I think maybe that's the back-to-back like watch. You do like the ending of GX mixed with the beginning of Arc 5, and then you don't have to watch the worst parts of either one. Very good.
True. Arc 5
Hey,
through
yeah.
the first 60 episodes are great. Very great.
That's it.
All I'm trying to
Find the show.
say is when are we watching Zexel? That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm down. You
right.
let me know. We'll hop on this. We
right.
can record it for old Bill for old
There we
time's
go.
sake.
Beautiful.
You know when he's got the old throat surgery going on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the therapy, I mean, my throat right now actually feels okay. I'm changing the way that I'm
So
talking.
maybe you'll
the
avoid it.
stretches. I mean, it's only been a day, but it feels good. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So we'll
All
see.
right, that's
Knock on
progress.
wood. Yeah.
I'll continue. Natalie Lopez has been a member at Slifer Red for 3 months.
Thank you, Natalie.
Natalie.
Appreciate
And
it.
Natalie said, Yuhi wins. Yuhi deserves the win. He deserved it.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
there's no doubt that he deserved it because not only did he normally deserve it, Pete chanting UTS over
UTS,
there, but
UTS.
Epoch cheated. She tried to cheat, and so he
Right,
got the
cheated.
win. Yeah. Natalie, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Natalie
Danielson.
also donated $2. And Natalie said, I saw Mystery Girl in episode 5. Dylan's
So
right.
I'm supposed to remind you about this one. So in episode 5 of 7's, she saw the mystery girl.
No fucking way. You're shitting me.
I'm pretty sure that's what she said.
Getting tough out here.
Episode 5 of 7's? The mystery girl was in episode 5 of 7's? Why is this news to me?
It's news to me too, to be honest with you.
If that's the
Oh.
case, you could... Natalie, you got it. You give me a timestamp, Natalie. Please give me a timestamp. Natalie did just start 7's.
That's why I'm saying that's what she's watching.
Natalie, if you could put a timestamp.
Hold on, let her cook. Let her cook.
I mean, that is crazy.
Hold on.
If that's actually
Hold,
the
please.
case.
She's looking. She's
Let her cook.
Hold, please. Although if that's the case, I would be more likely to think she might just be some random background character
What?
because
That
No,
ma-
because we
that
saw
made you
her in the
think it-
Sevens world of this show.
yeah,
too.
but her being in the Sevens world of this show and not actually being in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens is, I think, more telling. But yeah, but it's the same character. The big question is she wearing the M? If she's wearing the M on her in her hair, then I think we got something here. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, while Natalie looks for that, I'll
We'll
keep
see.
going.
Natalie, thank you so
Natalie.
much.
We got $2 from Rewinding.
Thank you, Angie.
Ray Windy.
And Angie said,
Rewind that.
Epoch like me for real, winky face.
Cheating at duels?
Cheating, gaslighting, and girl loss?
No, that's not
Oh my
Angie. I don't know.
God,
No.
Is
Although,
it?
Angie, you might need all that cheating you can get this Saturday night. GTA night over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/SuperDprot.
That was like a used car
It's,
sale.
it's
Yep,
going to
it
be a
was.
good one.
Dude.
And this Saturday night.
Judge, you like that?
It wasn't bad. It was pretty
Angie,
That was literally.
Hey, Dill. Hey, Dill. You know what you need to do
Cena.
for me, though,
Yeah.
Dill?
Yeah.
Right? You know what you need to do? This minute this stream is, you know what you need to do?
I've tested it.
Bull.
I tested
Prove
it.
You did?
Absolutely.
No, I
Yeah.
don't believe you. Don't believe you. You
Um,
would have sent us a video.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to move my camera
Yeah, I don't
so
believe
you guys can watch the stream. And right there's the splitter. There's the splitter and the Elgato and the PS3. So I've tested it.
Oh, he must have. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Now,
proud of
It
you.
worked.
I was
It
wrong.
worked
I'll take the.
flawlessly.
it did not work. That's the issue. Tested it
Oh.
for about an hour. Got
I mean, wow.
He
wait a-
tested it.
that's
At least
what
he
we call-
tested it.
That's what we call burying the lead.
He literally just he just gaslighted us.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I tested it. I tested it.
I didn't say it worked.
Oh, but it didn't work.
Wait.
Bro.
So you're saying it doesn't work, but then you're promoting the stream that can't happen.
I'm gonna figure it out. I can get it on this computer screen. I just don't know why it's not showing up in Streamlabs. That's what
You're
I have
not
to
gonna
figure
it
out.
out by Saturday because if you listen to Dredge and tried it a month ago,
It's not the
and
equipment.
maybe-
It's not the equipment. It's not the
You
equipment.
think it's Streamlabs?
It's got to be Streamlabs
Why
or
would it
some
be
setting on the
Streamlabs?
PS3 that I have to troubleshoot. So I spent about an hour on it yesterday, right after my my watch along before dinner. I'll spend some more time on it tonight. I'll figure it out.
All right.
Yeah, chat. That stream ain't happening Saturday, so don't hold your breath.
Don't worry, chat. It's gonna happen.
Unlucky, Dill. Let me continue.
Thank you.
We got $5 from Crystal Colden.
Thank you, Crystal.
And Crystal said, I finally got to finish the 12th chapter of my fan fiction. Man, that took too long. Now for the next chapter.
Yeah, well, good luck, Crystal. Keep writing, and I hope the fanfic is going well. Unlucky, was that 13th, Crystal said, or 12th? 12th. I was going to say,
12th chapter.
wouldn't surprise me if Unlucky 13th took a while. But Crystal, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
We got a $20 donation from Colin Cleves.
Colin, thank you so much for the kind
Colin.
donation. Appreciate
And
it.
Colin said, one very funny fact I would like to bring up about this duel. This was the first time Yuhi won a duel with his actual joint tech deck since episode 28 against Asaka. Every other time he won, it was with a different deck, or he lost.
Yeah, Pete, you okay?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it just kind of dropped out there on Discord.
What?
That's classic
I'm back.
Discord.
Classic Discord.
That is a really good point, Colin. And there were a lot of people I remember last week, to their credit, who said that it's been a while since Yuhi's won a duel with his regular deck, 40 episodes to be exact. So I think it makes a little bit of sense for him to get back to winning ways here. And it was a good win for him. I think this was as good as the Shubaha win he had. So one of his better wins in the show, maybe his best win, in all honesty, against someone who was cheating. So
Probably.
he looked good.
I agree.
But Colin, super generous guy, super generous super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much, dude.
All right, we got $5 Australian from Electric Kevin.
Oh, yurt. Thank you, Kevin.
And Kevin said, I don't know what's up with the slander people have been giving to Yuhi throughout this entire show. Yuhi has always been the GOAT.
Yeah, there are a few people that really do like Yuhi.
The whole time to go?
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of mixed on him. I feel like from the beginning he was always
I've
kind of
been mixed on him.
overshadowed. I feel like his arc has been up and down at times, but there have been people that have been very big fans of him throughout the entire show. I thought last arc he was going to have a really big role, and then he got carded like 4 episodes in, and it just seemed like it ended very abruptly. But this was a very good episode for him, and looking to the future, hopefully he can continue to build on it and continue to grow.
I agree, though.
Okay, thanks.
I like how you put that.
But thank you, Kevin. And there are a lot of fans. I mean, Chad He, there are a lot of fans that really that have loved you.
Oh, good old Chad He.
Chad He.
I do think
Yikes.
I do think Yuhi is coming into his own, though, even just as like not whether he's a good or a bad character, but just like as a character himself, he's starting to understand himself, which I think is
and listen, someone that could use moments that Yuhi has gotten. Someone that I liked more than Yuhi at the start is Yuumu. I mean, she's been a little underwhelming recently, and
tough.
yeah. So hopefully she has some focus too soon. That's where she's not brainwashed.
Agreed.
I agree. Thank you, Kevin. We got $5 from Ice Aiden.
Thank you, Ice.
Ice Aiden. Bum, 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 bum.
Hello, Yugi Bros. Glad Epoch lost. I don't care if you were a kid. Hope this loss humbles her and makes her stop acting like a spoiled, cheating box princess.
I mean, I will say this.
Facts.
Ice Aiden's not wrong. I give her a massive benefit of the doubt because, as Ice Aiden said, she is a kid. We've all dealt with brats. I mean, it's a term for a reason, whether you're a young adult, whether you are a kid and you're dealing with another kid. But she comes from a very spoiled life. I mean, listen, she lives in a 5,000 square foot home on 20 acres of land in a gated yard. I mean, she has gotten everything that she's wanted. She's been sheltered from the real world. So her cheating and her doing whatever she can to get her way is very on brand for her. And so I will say, again, I hope it does make her realize that cheating does not pay off, because I think that's a lesson that every young girl or guy needs to learn, every young person. And, hopefully she kind of learned it in this duel. But she is a kid, and that's always important to remember.
Cal, you overcame something similar to that. How'd you become the man you are today?
All right.
We got $5.01 Canadian from Pick Rick.
Thank you, Pick.
And Pick Rick said,
I mean,
people were really hyping up Epoch to win, but the right fans knew Chatty was going to send that box packing, return to sender for contents being murdered.
Pick Rick gets to gloat a little bit. I remember last week, Pick Rick picked you. He picked Chad. He gets to gloat.
He picked you.
He's a number one Chad supporter.
He is. So Pick Rick gets to gloat. It's very fair to him. And listen, as soon as Epoch was cheating, I wanted Yuhi
It
to
was
win,
over.
and I'm happy Yuhi won. I was rooting for him. Pick Rick, thank you.
Even the jacket now in this season does make him look very
Better.
chatty now.
It does.
It does.
No, it
I
really
love it.
does.
He is chatty. It's fine. Philip Rosewood has been a member at Slifer Red for 25 months.
Thank you, Philip.
And Philip said, "Good episode. Going to a Texas trip with my bros tomorrow."
That is exciting, Calvert.
Yeah,
You've been
sounds
to
fun.
quite a few Texas trips. Do you have any tips?
I
I've
have
been to
been to
Dallas
exactly 2 Texas trips. No, advice is just to have fun. Enjoy. It's going to be hot. It's
It
Texas
is going
July,
to be
it's
so
very
sweltering.
hot.
drink a lot of water. Stay
And-
hydrated.
and beer.
Make sure you get some food inside you because you don't want to get dehydrated
Dylan,
or
do you
just
drink beer?
get a migraine out in the heavy heat.
Do you like beer?
No, I don't like beer.
I wouldn't recommend something you didn't like that.
Well, no, hold on. I would recommend.
Well, depending on where you're going.
You sure you want to say what you'd recommend?
Depending on where
I
you're
would
going.
I would
if you're in
recommend.
Austin. They have good breweries.
I would
down there.
recommend working out 3 to 5 times a week.
In Texas.
No.
While
I'm
on
saying in general.
vacation.
You said don't recommend something you don't like. I don't like working out, but I would recommend it. I think it helps breed
Dylan,
a healthy
how many
lifestyle.
times have you worked out in your life?
I've
I
worked
took
out
him to
probably
retro
about
once.
10 or 15 times in total.
I
Montclair.
think that's a little high.
No, it's probably about 10 times.
For reference, never mind.
What?
I
Go ahead.
apologize. No, it's okay.
Were you gonna say something mean to
I'm
me
the-
or Dylan?
No, it was Dylan.
No, but
Oh, okay.
I'm not Pete. I'm just not gonna randomly attack you for no reason.
First of all, so that's a shot at me, basically. You're saying taking a
You
shot at other
literally a
people.
second ago go. So Cal, how did you feel about what?
Well, I'm sorry. Did you also grow up with a silver spoon in your mouth, or was that just Cal?
Oh my god.
I
Yeah,
tried, man. I don't even know.
You gotta call it like it is, okay? Exactly. That's how he came out of the womb.
Man, you really licked that spoon, dude.
It was proven
Also,
point.
Dylan, I wanted to comment. So I saw you did push-ups for your tag. force
Yes,
chat.
thank you.
Forget
Thank
it.
you.
They were not real push-ups, and were not good push-ups.
My arms
No.
were sore this morning. I'm not even
I
kidding.
bet they were. Yes, I know.
So how do I do
Good for
real?
that.
What's the difference between a real push-up and a fake one?
Doing it correctly.
Well, can you show me the form?
You
Flat-
not
flat
right now.
straight
But yes, I will
back,
show
knees
you.
off
I
the
can
ground.
show you form. I can
90
show
degree
you.
angle.
Can you
on the
can you
elbows.
spot me the next time you're over to help me with push-ups?
Spot.
Yes, I can spot you. for
Yeah,
push-ups.
don't you like-
Why,
You could spot
why
him, yeah.
you need a spot for push-ups is kind of beyond me.
It's tough out.
Dredge, there were a couple times I went up for a push-up. I didn't have the strength to hold myself, and I almost face planted and broke my nose. Is there any advice?
According to Space Cowgirl, you did faceplant.
Oh, did she write that? Yeah. Is there any advice for avoiding that?
Yeah.
Working
push
out
up.
just once a week and doing like 5 push-ups a day.
See, my advice was, like even my chest right here. Oh God, it's so sore, dude. Oh.
Can I
just
ask you a
doing that
question?
little tap.
Yeah.
You're telling me
Can I-
that little tap, like that
No,
tap
it's
hurt.
it's
When
sore,
you have
dude.
a really good chest day, it does that, but I don't think you had a really good chest day.
Nah, I
For
did
him,
not.
he did. He did like 7 push-ups.
I might have
It's
pulled
great.
something, dude.
That's
I did more like
Yeah, yeah,
10.
10 total.
All right, let me.
Can I just ask you, Dill, a question?
Absolutely, anything.
We were talking about luck earlier.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
How did you get someone like Ibrea? I'm really wondering that.
Well, what do you mean?
Would you
Wasn't
say
because
that
of-
was that continually like the all luck of your life?
Can,
just
I will.
continuing?
Can I say that? Let me say this. I will say
I kind of would argue
that was 98% luck. So yes,
Yeah,
it
I
was.
think it was.
Yeah,
98.
and I got no problem
It was.
admitting that. I got very
At least
lucky.
you're fair. At least
I got-
you're a fair
10%
guy.
luck, 20%
Yeah.
skill, 15% concentrated power.
Yeah,
will.
it was about 15%
5%
power of
pleasure,
concentrated
50%
will. Yeah.
Pain 100%
There's
reason.
100% reason to remember the name.
Yeah. No, actually, Cal's right, Pete. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That was a better percentage breakdown.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Do you
I
guys
gotta go.
do you guys want to
Yeah.
read? I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Read the next one if you don't mind. Then we're gonna do the summaries and we'll make our picks. Chat
All
and
right,
everyone,
we'll
thank
read
you
till
so
you
much
get
for
back,
being here.
buddy.
Hope you're having a good time. They're gonna read the next one. I think it's Natalie, and they can speak well to it because they've all seen Sevens and Vrains. And then I'm gonna be right back.
All right, have fun.
My neck.
We got $2 from Natalie Lopez. Thank you, Natalie. Sevens
Thanks,
feels
Natalie.
like a 180 from Vrains. Yeah, I
pretty
would
much.
say
There's
Very
that doesn't
different.
change either.
I would say it's borderline polar opposites.
Yeah, that's fair. Just they're different
Vrains,
shows.
Yeah, Vrains was very dark.
Different
I feel like
tones.
the characters were more adult or older teenager. At least like I thought the vibe
For the
was
most
that.
part. Yeah.
And obviously Sevens is younger children. They're going to school. They're doing this, doing that. Meanwhile, Vrains is mostly focused. There's school kind of in the beginning, but then they kind of really never go back to it. Is all in the virtual reality world with your life on the line, as opposed to Sevens and even like the same kind of theme in Go Rush. The stakes just aren't the same, and it's not as dark. It's just not as dark.
Vrains, you have death, you have kidnapping, child torture,
you have a lot of
world-ending events. I mean,
somebody getting literally
dissected.
is getting dissected on a table.
Completely different from what you're watching now.
Yeah, and that will not change. That'll be the tone of Sevens stays that way for the most part. Sevens doesn't have the most intense villains either. I think all of them get redeemed, other than the final villain.
Yeah.
But all of them get redeemed. So.
Yeah, that the final villain is I guess
technically, without
now
saying too much.
No, of course not. But I guess that person, he's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of left unsolved.
I guess they
unsolved
kind of the other one. Yeah, that's the one unfortunate things about Sevens. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, that's my issue with Sevens. The villains are not up there.
Yeah, thank you, Natalie. We got 5 more Canadian dollars from Dylan Peddle.
Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you,
Dylan. And Dylan said, would Yuzu survive her impact with the building? And that wasn't virtual reality.
Who's Yuzu?
So that is the main girl of Arc 5, Dredge.
I would not know.
Yes, when
I get there.
We're gonna have to wait for Dredge to get there, Dylan. My thoughts are no, because remember, she crashes through the building glass at a high rate of speed, and then there's an explosion right where she crashed into. So
what?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the bike that she was on exploded. So I
mean, like, what is it with Yugioh girls, man?
Well, that was the trope. They either get brutalized in that sort of way, or they get brainwashed. Or that
or
both, and that trope existed for a reason because it happened so many times. There's that famous picture of all the Yu-Gi-Oh girls that have their eyes like blackened from being brainwashed, and it's crazy how many times it's happened throughout the show. Mainly with the Gallop shows, but yeah. I'm gonna pull up the summary. So if you guys, and Dylan, thank you so much. If you guys want to, that's not Sirocco dancing. Here's the summary. If you guys would like to read the summary, Calibro, that would be great.
Oh, me?
Yeah, man.
Well, what's it going to be me? Because I have a chance to actually read it.
Episode 69, Tremolo versus Dinois. Yuumu's team has been trying to uncover how the carding system works. Dinois suspects that Phaser is hiding some secret about the relic, so she confronts Tremolo about it. The fact that someone is even suspecting his brother doesn't sit well with him. On top of that, he's also having suspicions about Yugioh, Dinois' commander. And so, he challenges Dinois to a duel.
Any thoughts here, Pete? Hey, you took the words out of my mouth, buddy.
You can't see that because of the summary, but people know what I was doing.
Oh, right, I blocked it. Pete fell asleep in the chair.
Yeah, he fell asleep.
Dredge?
It's I don't know. Like, I don't know what to expect here. Like, it's who's in the right, who's in the wrong.
I don't know.
Picking this duel is not easy. I really need either, and we talked this, before Pete got here, I think I really need them to, no matter what happens in this duel, to be honest with you, I need to know more about the tournament to make it feel relevant. I need that, or I need more about the relic. I need or about the villain of this arc, I need something other than the duel. And if I just get the duel, I will be disappointed. So I hope it's not that, but I do believe it's not an easy one to pick because it's. Like, Tremolo's won once, correct, on screen?
He beat Yuhi.
Tremolo has won once, lost once, correct?
Yep.
And Dinois 0-1.
Yep.
So, do you base it on the fact that Dinois hasn't won yet? Is Yugioh's side in the right?
Her partner Muto was beaten off screen by Manabu. I mean,
so that
I don't know. It's a tough one to pick, but like.
100%.
Is this where she gets her win? Because now the Ryugu brothers
was that the last time that Mitsuko was basically relevant?
Yeah.
Was that duel?
Yeah.
So
they've just forgotten about her pretty much completely.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So All right. But yeah, I don't know if Cal has more to say. I don't know.
No, you guys stole all the words.
There were not
I'm
many.
excited though for next week though, because there's a high probability that we could just have a sleeping stream.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So that'd be pretty awesome. We could just kind of chill out,
I'm down
play
for
some
that.
ASMR
After Dark
sounds.
next week? That sounds good.
Sounds pretty good.
I could put on the sounds of rain, like when we're in the hotels.
That's what I'm saying. Just
Yeah.
My expectations are very low for this duel. Very, very low. So we'll see. I mean, listen, that's good. I actually like having dirt low expectations for a duel because it could mean that the duel just ends up, the episode just ends up blowing me away. But we ready to make our picks?
I guess.
As ready as we'll ever be.
All right, 3.
Oh wait, I didn't type it yet.
They're not ready.
Just,
I'm ready.
relax
They're not
yourself,
ready.
jumping the gun there.
I was
All
ready.
right.
3, 2, 1, send.
Dredger with the perfect
Yeah.
explanation.
I mean, it's split down the middle. It's split down the middle. Nick T has not picked yet, but we're completely split on this. Cal, you want to start?
Sure. I have very minimal reasoning behind my pick, to be honest. But ultimately, I'm picking Denova or Denois, however you want to pronounce it.
Denois.
Because I think Yugioh is more important than the Ryogu brothers. And quite frankly, I think just to show his level of importance and to not doubt Yugioh, their team wins. That's not really a basis to pick a duel on, but that's the basis I'm picking this.
I mean, when you have
I like
nothing
it.
to go on, it's not terrible. So.
Yeah. Pete, do you want to say who you're picking?
Yeah, this is like I'm in the dark in a dark basement at work with no flashlight.
I've heard that story. I heard that story.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on. I picked Tremolo for this. I just think he's the better duelist, and I still think we have proven that even though Cal's logic makes sense, we've proven that the character you don't think is going to win can win, and we can still get all the info that we need through a character losing. And I don't know. I just like, are we going to really prop up Denois? I don't really know about that. So it's really a 50-50 duel. I mean, I might be on a 2-game losing streak after this one. So I just need good plot out of this. Please, for the love of God.
Yeah, I'm actually with Pete on this one. I'm picking Tremolo. I'm also picking it based off of the information we know, and I don't want to assume anything. We know that Tremolo has a maximum. We don't know if Denois does. Does she get a maximum? It's very possible. But right now, probably the way it's going. But right now, we know Tremolo has one. We know he's going to use it. Tremolo's girls are debuting in this episode, like I guess formally you can say, not as cats. So that'll be interesting. But listen, I'm not going to say any more because I'm 0-3 this arc. Until I get a duel right,
I feel really bad about the pick.
No, I would too if you were picking with me. So I wouldn't I wouldn't listen to me because I have not gotten one right this arc, and until I do, I don't think I deserve to expand on my pick. So it's another tough one to me. But Dredge, who are you picking? Yeah.
So before Dredge goes, if you want to, the coin is downstairs, I think, if you want to flip that after Dredge's pick.
Okay, Dredge, you can talk.
I took Denois. It's as the 3 lovely gentlemen, before me have said, it's a toss-up. Literally, you might as well flip it. Honestly, that coin has a better chance of being right than we do. That makes no sense.
That damn coin.
Hopefully it lands on its side. But I took Denois purely on the fact that she has not won. Tremolo has won. I again agree with Cal that Yugioh's side is more important. I also think Tremolo losing in front of his girls actually is necessary here in a sense, like just because why are they his girls? Like they're technically his maximum, right? Like were they his captives? How did they get there? Are they carded? So like there's something I think in that for that reason he shouldn't win. But again, as Pete said, and I said even before we made these picks, the most important thing is plot and or relic. And just so you guys know, my exact pick in the group chat was who cares, ... Denova. So,
yep.
Who cares?
Yep.
Doesn't matter as long as it forwards the plot.
Yep.
Yeah. Agree with that. So coin, Yugi is heads.
Yeah.
Yugioh is tails.
Okay,
Heads
so
is Tremolo. Tails is
Denois.
Let's do it. Thank you.
If it's with Dill, they lose.
The dono.
It's with Dill.
The coin is picked Tremolo.
Yep, you guys lose.
Molo.
Oh, man.
Now I feel more confident. The
Yeah,
coin
now
picked with
it's
you.
a tough week.
Well, here's the thing. Dylan's eventually gonna get one right. So I was.
Well,
just
I'm not
That's what
trying to
I'm
get them wrong.
banking on that. Yeah.
I mean, eventually you're gonna get one right, bro. Soon arc finale will get right, dude. Don't worry.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, geez. All right. Yeah. So we'll get back to more super chats. As for the last poll, is it Sirocco in episode 67? Very, very tight. 60% say yes, 40% say no. So very tight if that's Sirocco or not in sevens.
Mhm.
All right.
And Go Rush, excuse me, in Go Rush. People are very divided.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll jump back in here. We got $1 donation from Crystal Colden with no message.
Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that, Crystal. We got $10 from Philip Rosewood.
Thank you, Phil.
Philip said, me, my brother, and our friend are going to Texas tomorrow for the weekend. Got a 4 a.m. flight. First time on a plane and to Texas. Also, thanks for the Shaman King cosplay like earlier. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Hyped.
mother.
Yeah.
Also,
No, not also. Well, actually, I finished it. Yeah, might as well.
So finish that.
I don't have it up. Why did something come in?
no,
Yeah, just finish it.
I was
Finish
going to
it.
say, also, something else just popped
Oh,
up.
that you're gonna say? Sorry.
Yes. So, before I even continue my sentence,
Oh God.
thank you, Philip. Safe travels.
Have
to
fun
I
in
Texas.
didn't even
Texas.
answer
Of
number
course, man.
one.
Have
I'm so
fun.
mad. I didn't even get number one. Again, I didn't get number one.
Have fun in Texas.
Yes.
Holy
have fun in Texas.
shit.
Have fun
Stay
in Texas,
hydrated,
Philip.
all that.
Oh,
And while
I didn't
that
even
was
get
going
number
on,
one.
Jesus
That
Christ,
Stop.
man-
We gotta stop this guy.
six-
He's getting out of hand.
That
Batman 666 donated $200
holy
more
shit, man.
dollars.
That
I'm
man,
more upset
dude.
I'm not getting the number ones. I
He's
want the
doing it
number
on purpose.
Me too.
Rich. He's setting up
He's
for
getting
later.
me. He's getting
That
me.
okay? Well, I want to see his top 10 hated were so. This one though looks
Favorites.
His favorites.
Would
okay.
you like
Interesting.
me to read it, or do you want to read it?
You
Bill?
can read it. That man, dude.
All right.
Thank you so much. Holy
That's it.
shit.
Wow.
That man said, "Here's my top favorite characters. At
Okay.
number 10, Yuga Odo. At
Oh,
number
okay.
9, Joey.
All right.
Yep,
so-
At
valid.
number 8, Bakura.
Angie,
At number
Yeah.
7, Zane.
valid.
Yeah, I get
At
that.
number 6,
Yeah.
Soulburner.
Okay.
I
At
don't
number
know who
5,
Shun is.
Shun Kurosaki.
Extremely valid.
At number 4,
Asana.
Asana.
Asana Mutsuba.
Wow, very
Who the
high.
hell is Shark?
At number 3, Shark.
Exactly.
Great Zexel character. Yeah.
At number
very good.
2, I.
Interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
At
And
number
of course,
1,
number one.
question mark. Honorable mentions are, again, sorry if I butcher it, Tragodia,
Maybe.
Jack
I don't know.
Atlas, Yuhi, and Yuumu.
Yuki and Yuumu. Wow, that man, dude.
Angie?
I mean, dude, thank you so freaking much,
Wow.
man. $450
Thank you.
tonight. Thank you, dude. I am so humbled and grateful for you. Thank you. And now I got another video I got to do. My top 10 favorite characters of all time. So, you know, I'll have to make that at some point. I'm happy because that's a positive video. But holy shit, man, thank you. Based on that list, number 1, maybe Judai. He doesn't rank protagonists. There's no protagonists on that list except Yuga.
Yeah.
Maybe Judai, but
Dude,
I don't know.
What is that man's favorite Yu-Gi-Oh?
I actually don't know. I know that
I don't know
man.
either.
I'm pretty sure that man hates early Yu-Gi-Oh, and I don't think he liked. I don't know. Well, actually, no. He obviously. It's so funny, right? Vrains.
It's pretty spread out.
He must have had such a love-hate relationship with Vrains because Yusaku's one of his 10 most hated. So are Aoi and
He's his
Bowman,
second
and then
favorite.
I and Soulburner are 2 and 6. So he
Yeah,
must have had
really
such
love-hate
a
with-
love-hate relationship with Vrains.
He doesn't
yeah.
also really have
Holy
maybe
shit.
I'm misremembering his hated characters, but I feel like he doesn't really have a 5D's presence anywhere.
Jack Alley. He said honorable mention. Was
That's an
Jack
honorable
Atlas.
mention.
Yeah.
Not on the list.
His most hated characters, there's no. Well, Leo and Luna are pretty high, number 3. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe
Vaughn
Shizu's
hated?
number 4. That's crazy.
Revolver could be one. That's possible.
Wow. Thank you, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that man,
Wow.
seriously, that is nuts. Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh man.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, most hated
The Child
character.
Drowner. Oh my god. That's
That
too
is
funny.
good.
That's great.
I don't know. Maybe
Alright.
his most hated character is Yusei. I don't know.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Guys, what
I'll
if we
take-
start? What if we start Zexel on stream? We just cut the clips of the episode and send them to Dell.
I'm down.
Do it like that.
Let's start watching some Zaxxon.
Sounds great.
Thank you, that man.
guys.
Seriously, dude.
I was pumped.
Thank you so freaking much, man.
I was like, I'm not doing this.
Thank you, that man.
Thank you, dude.
We got a $2 donation from Legendary Duels.
Thank you, JC.
Hold on.
And guys, there's something important in this message.
No, there's not. Don't lie.
Controversial opinion.
Nah.
Udius is very plain for me.
I mean,
I can understand it.
Yeah, I like Udius, but I can get it. I think maybe his innocence is cool, but I can see it being annoying. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I like Udius a lot.
No,
I don't.
Now there's a trend going on here.
With older guy leads.
Going back to 3 shows now, including this one.
Yeah.
He's not a big fan of the protagonist, right? Didn't like
You're right.
Yusaku. He picks Luke over Yuga, and now not liking Udius here. I mean,
Yeah.
he has a bias against our protagonist.
Well, he doesn't. Yeah, he's not a protag guy, and that's fine.
He wants to be not mainstream. He wants to be
Yeah,
off the
I know
Wants to
he
fly under the
he
radar.
loved Judai Yusei Yuma, but
I mean, there's a reason you love Judai. He does something every episode.
He's the whole
All
show.
100
Yeah.
episodes, he's
His whole
friggin'
show.
relevant.
He's the entire
Like, and
thing.
stupidly relevant. Like, way too much.
no, he's one of
I
the
think-
best characters ever.
I
Yeah.
think with the Udius,
Yeah,
like
that much
with the
screen
comment
time.
about him being plain, to me, it makes sense in the one sense, like you said, the innocence where he's kind of almost clueless to a lot of things.
Oh, God.
And I felt like it was funny when he first came to Earth because you're like, he's never been here. He doesn't really know how these people, how things work around here. So he's going to be confused. He's been around these people for quite a while, and he really hasn't grown in that aspect.
Right.
So I can understand it from that point of view, but I still think he's had a ton of like character development and some really good back and forth. Even him just with Epoch, like kind of trying to bring her out of her shell, even though she's a little cheater, but it still seems like he's growing in a lot of ways, but that one like that you mentioned with him kind of just being a little ignorant or a little just like, just doesn't understand what's going on. That's like the one thing that like you would have expected him to grow a little bit in that aspect, and it feels like he really hasn't that much.
Yeah. No,
Outside of that, I like Udius a lot. So like I'm not saying that he's a bad character or he's plain to me. I'm just saying I can see.
Yeah, that aspect of him gets
where
a
he's
little
coming
annoying. I agree with that. But
Mhm.
everything else I really like. But hey, it's a good opinion. We've had a lot of controversial opinions tonight. We really have, and I've really enjoyed them. So JC, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Jesus
thank you,
Christ.
JC.
I'm still that man. Seriously, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, man. I think you have. We're naming the sub after you again. I think.
I already wrote that in chat.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
while
I didn't
ago.
even see that, but we're
Yeah, don't worry.
this year we are doing another the That Man sub. Yeah,
Love that.
love that. That man.
Thank you, JC. We got $5 from Crystal Colden.
Thank you, Crystal.
And Crystal said, the singing suggestion should mean my voice is great due to all the chipmunk singing I do at work. Joking.
Well, Chipmunk singing like lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. I am so body.
No, I have nobody, not I am so body.
All right, Crystal. Thank you for the super chat.
Crystal donated another $2 as well and said, give Yuhi Time Wizard, please. Also / joking.
I'm saying, let's do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, no, you giving Yuhi Time Wizard would be cool, but I mean, we saw him flipping the coin, so I think we thought that, oh, maybe he's gonna play Time Wizard. It's clearly obvious that he didn't.
I'm magic.
I don't think he'll get Time Wizard, but it would be cool if someone gets Time Wizard. I could see Otis or the creator having Time Wizard because time and that theming I think could actually work pretty cool for him.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
He does the Thanos. Now has no time at all.
Yeah. What if he just like all of his lines are just Thanos lines?
That'd be funny.
Pretty lazy.
Pretty funny.
Pretty smart.
Well, yeah, that great line to Go High Yuga, right, where he said, you're a prisoner of your past. I know that. I don't remember what the first part is, but
I know that painfully.
I know that painfully well. And then
Yeah,
they never
still.
went anywhere with it.
Yeah, I remember
Which
you
is
guys
concerning.
so hyped over that line.
Dylan
You were
was
analyzing
so
it forever
hyped.
was useless.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't say it's useless yet because it could have some relevance down the road
Oh
here.
my gosh.
Yeah, you know, I usually love when shows take almost 200 episodes to develop a character.
Well, the original Duel Monsters was over 200 episodes.
But the
Yeah.
characters were developed before they got to that point.
Some of them were. Some of them were.
Who wasn't?
Well, I don't think you knew everything about Yami Bakura until you went to
well,
Egypt.
that's different. Yeah, but that's different. You like.
Well, he's the main villain of the show. It's similar.
No. But it's different. Jan Becker wasn't around the whole time. He was
He-
around here and there.
But he was,
Here
yeah,
and
but
there.
just like Otis, he was around here and there. It's still,
No,
I'm not
you're
comparing.
compare-
No.
Are you-
Hell,
No,
tell
no.
me you didn't
No,
just
no.
compare those two characters.
did.
Tell me
I'm
you
comparing
didn't do
their
it.
screen
me
presence.
you
I'm not
didn't do it.
comparing their execution. I'm not comparing their execution. But the
I
screen
don't know
presence was
about
very
that.
similar. It was. They were both around.
I'm gonna let
That's
this conversation
debatable.
end here. We got
That's
$2 from Natalie Lopez.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie. Spectre from Brains should turn Hunt into Data.
That's
Dylan,
offensive.
thoughts?
I fully agree. Anything that turns Hunt into Data is a big thumbs up from me. So I fully agree with you. Thank you, Natalie.
I can't agree with that.
I'm gonna think about that later tonight. So thank you.
On record,
That's-
Dylan wants to murder children.
No,
All right.
that's not what I said. Turn into Data.
No, that's how we should leave it. Cal next donut.
Okay. All right. Not
All
what I
right. We
said.
got $2 Canadian from Dylan Peddle.
Thank you,
How
Dill.
you doing?
And Dylan said, true identity of the creator is the creator monster.
There is a monster. Is that Horikothi or whatever her name is? Let me look. Yugioh. Yeah, the creator of light. I can never say that name.
Not Yugioh itself.
Or oh no, actually the creator is a different. That actually looks pretty cool. It would be cool if he took that monster form of the creator. Yeah, I mean, cool theory, Dylan. I like it. And yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at the monster. It looks actually really cool. I never even. I was thinking it was like Horikothi, but I can't think of
The
what.
name.
Yeah,
Fair.
cool, Dylan. Thank you, man.
Yes, thank you, Dylan. We got Nicholas Horton at Justice for Rebecca Edgerunners has been a member for 36 months at Slifer Red.
Nicholas,
3
thank you so much. I'm
years.
gonna get something Nicholas is gonna like.
Oh, I know what's coming.
Oh, Lord.
Nicholas, we got the U2s of Rebecca Hawkins. My first U2s actually. Very
There we
exciting.
go.
I'm getting the whole Cyberpunk set and then the Yu-Gi-Oh set
Yep.
that came out. So
I knew it was only a matter of time.
very,
before
very
we
cool.
dove into this.
That's
and-
not good.
and
No,
that's
really not
And
no.
there it goes.
No,
That's
no.
not good.
No.
There it
U2s
is.
are a lot more expensive, so I'm only getting a couple.
And you only got 2 sets.
Right.
Well, there's only
I have
two.
a,
Right.
How many are you set?
And look at all the money you donated tonight alone, so you'll just use that later to justify that you can
No.
afford it because it enhances the set and the aesthetic of the podcast, so
Nope.
you're using that money to go blah, blah, blah.
No, I don't do that. I have a fund that's from my insurance job that tells me how much I can spend in Funkos and merch and stuff. The income that I make through donations or on YouTube, which again I'm super grateful for. That's all stuff that goes back into the channel for the most part. Thumbnails, editing, stuff like that.
all right, well, while you keep talking about Funkos, Nicholas
Well, this
Horton
isn't a
said, hi,
Funko, but
everyone.
okay.
Pokemon Horizons dub coming this year.
Yeah. Jedger, have you watched Pokemon Horizons?
Wait till it's all complete.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna watch it, but exciting that
while.
the dub is coming.
Also, Dill, with the U2s, I have my avatar.
Hey, dude, that looks good.
There we go.
Little
This is
angler
Avatar
outside the
fan.
box.
Do you have?
There we go.
You don't have the Stonks one, right?
Dylan.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Cal, you want to play the Avatar episode game again?
No, I hate that game. You're too good at it.
He's very good at that game.
Thank you, Nicholas. We got $2 from Natalie Lopez, and Natalie said, I sent it to you on Discord. Dill, I believe that's in reference to the mystery girl in episode 5.
She also sent it
of
to me, and I
Seven.
checked it out. It's not. It's a very closely looking character, but it's not.
It's not the
mystery
same?
girl. No,
Okay.
it is not.
Okay. But I mean, listen, she's a
Closely
generic.
though.
Yeah. I can't
Dylan's
actually look
very
at it.
happy that's not the right
I
one,
can't
by
actually
the way.
look at it because I have Discord up with the
Yeah, you can't look
videos,
at
so
that.
it would
You can't
turn
do
it
it
off.
looking at
But I'll
that,
take a look,
yeah.
Natalie, afterwards. But thank you so much. But hey, good looking out. We always appreciate that.
Yeah.
Natalie's like a detective sleuth looking for the mystery girl.
Mhm.
I love
We
it.
It's
got-
our own Fisher Sky.
Yeah, she is our own Fisher Sky. That's right.
We got $2 from Ichika Nozomi.
Thank you, Nozomi.
Alexa,
Said-
stop. Nicole
Said,
set it
Manya
up.
Chat, this super chat is for Tiger.
Yeah, it's for Tigger. My
Probably
cat.
Tigger, yeah.
Tigger.
Tigger,
Yay,
Tigger
Tigger.
made an appearance on the stream today.
Could you get the cat?
I got to hang
for
out
a
with
hot
him this
minute,
weekend.
yeah. For
All right,
about 3
Dredger's gonna
seconds.
get his cat.
He let me hang out with him for a little
He
bit. This
did.
weekend.
He
It was
likes
cool.
you.
I like that.
I think he's the reason I have this cold.
You're
That's a load of barnacles.
a bad guy.
It
dude.
started Saturday night. I'm badly allergic to cats.
I'm just gonna keep eating.
And I mean nobody else
got.
got sick. So it would make sense.
I'm allergic to cats too, and I was there.
Okay, but it's not going to affect us the same. If we're both allergic, you're allergic to bees too, right? So if we're both
You're not, because you've gotten stung before and didn't swell up and pass out.
no,
so.
I had some issues.
Yeah,
Dylan, we talked about
If
this
we're
already.
both allergic to bees, it's going to affect us differently if we get stung.
It'll probably. Well, it depends. One, like how badly you get stung, like if it stings you like in the chest.
or what you get stung by.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the cat.
Oh,
He's-
hi,
he's-
Tigger.
yes. He's like, I don't want you doing this.
You hiding? You hiding?
I want a Tigger only stream. That's what I want.
Tigger really is hiding, dude.
Yeah, he knows when the camera's on. He knows
All
what's
right.
up.
Thank you, Dredge.
He's like,
Tigger went,
he's not a
oh,
camera-
yard.
He's not a camera guy.
Thank you, Dredge. We appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem. We're back.
That yours
Oh
scared
my
the crap out of
God.
me. Thank you, Nozomi.
Thank you, Nozomi.
Dredge, for bringing Tigger on stream. We got $20 Australian from Electra Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
And Kevin said, Yuhi winning against a cheater and having a maximum now puts him in my top 10 for the power rankings. Rip Yuumu. Also, I have Manabu and Tremolo around the same, and if Manabu could beat Muda, Tremolo should have no issue with Denois.
Yeah, I mean, if Tremolo, like, my opinion on the Ryugu brothers is very low. If Tremolo loses this duel, I pretty much am, like, selling all of my Ryugu brothers stock at this point.
I already wrote him off.
They had such
to
a,
be honest.
I thought, underwhelming end to last arc, and if Tremolo comes out here and loses, I'm just, it's going to be very underwhelming for them. So he should win. It's a duel that I would imagine he's favorable in. He's favored in, but like, I don't know. I don't know, man. He might lose.
Did you guys talk about before I came on? Did you guys talk about Manabu?
Oh,
Manabu?
the insult. No, we didn't actually. I forgot about the insult.
Yeah, he's lying. Yeah, that was. Why are you teaching it? Why are you teaching Epoch to cheat?
Yeah, just
Bruh.
thinking that Manabu is the one that taught about
God.
it.
Yeah,
cheat.
but I do like kind of the little redemption that he's starting from the bottom of MIK and is working his way up again.
Mm-hmm.
I think that little addition there. I thought it was also the best comedy beat was when Udius just goes, general study, I need your help. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
like, come on.
Well,
man.
that's UDS for you. But yeah, no,
I love it.
it's good that he's back at the bottom. He wants to work his way up. That's very honorable. He's got to do that.
Yeah.
That's the route that he has to take in order to gain the trust of everyone back. And I think he knows that.
Which I still think is crazy that he has to do all this work with the Ryugu brothers just chilling.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So-
That's why, like, I just think the Ryugu brothers. It's I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like Phaser's kind of become comedic at this point.
Yeah, in a way.
I don't even talk. I have nothing nice to say. You know, my mom
Mhm.
taught me when I was very young. When
You
you're
have
nothing nice
nothing
to
nice to say.
say.
Yep. Don't
that's
say
how I feel
anything
about
at
that.
all.
Well, this episode's got a good chance to, I think, make us kind of care about Tremolo.
I'm not gonna
Well,
lie
it's
to
one
you.
way or the other.
Even if Tremolo were to win, I don't know why. It's still the whole situation.
Dredge, your
Till-
mom
till we-
told you that. My parents taught me a very different lesson.
Oh boy.
Well, thank you for that. X-Slayer has been a member at Raw Yellow for 28 months.
Thank you,
That
X
guy.
Slayer.
Thank you.
And X-Slayer said 28 months that I don't know why I'm still subbing to this guy. Like, why?
I agree.
Anyway, When you stream Duel Links for the Selena Unlock event, be prepared for a WTF moment to begin.
Yeah, some of those unlock events, I'm assuming you're talking about the dialogue X-Slayer. The dialogue is just hilarious, so I'm hoping we get some pretty funny dialogue with Selena and like Yuya and Yuzu, but I guess we'll see. X-Slayer, thank you for the 28 months. Thank you for all the insane support you've given me over the years. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you, dude. And we should be unlocking Selena, I think, Monday night next week. We're going to do it.
Woo. We got $5 Canadian from Dylan Petto.
Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Dylan. Dylan said, what personality and ages would you like for main protagonist, the main female character, and the main rival of Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 to have?
What I like or what's going to happen?
What would you like?
Well, like.
You can say both if you want.
I think teenagers are, I think you have a teenager, you can do more with it.
Like high school,
what I mean?
like high school.
Yeah,
age
high school
teenager.
age. When you're in elementary school or like even low middle, like there's only so much you can kind of get away with it. I just think that the way that the show has gone is not like in the like 5D's brains, DM, GX, when all the life's on the line, right? Like more. So what I would like is them to go back something like that, maybe not to that full extent. Make the stakes bigger, make more villains that are non-redeemable. So in that case, I think the age would need to be higher. But that's just my opinion.
My opinion on I've been asked this question for 7 years now. My opinion and my answer is always the same. I would love like 16 to 18. I think that's a really cool age range. I think those years were definitely the most, I think, transformative years of my life. I think they were the most challenging years of my life. And I think if you write a down-to-earth show, I think you can show off more problems and challenges that someone of that age range faces versus someone who's maybe 10, 11, or 12. And you could have a more maybe serious tone to it. And, with Rush Duels, we haven't necessarily seen that. But if you look at where 7 started, the people that started watching 7s have now grown for 4 years with the show. So if they were 10, 11, 12 when they watched the show, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, they're now going to be 15, 16, 17. And so the question is, will the show age up with the audience that has started watching with 7s? Maybe. We'll see. Also, main girl character. I would love for a girl rival as well. We've never gotten a girl rival. I think that would be super cool. I'd love a girl protagonist as well. And I think those are all more possible now than they were when I first started doing this channel because of Studio Bridge and because Studio Bridge clearly doesn't have the same girl tropes that a Studio Gallop had. So I think that's possible, and we'll see. Very, very exciting. 148 days, we're going to find out.
48.
Great question.
He's not even there, and he's still plugging it.
He pointed on camera. I saw him. But thank you, Dylan. Not you, Dylan. Dylan Peddle. Thank you. We got $5 from Gravity Hero.
Thank you, Grav.
And Grav said Dylan should rename the channel Funko Everything.
Thank you, Gravity.
Also, Pete and Dredge, Dylan was saying that he should be in Raw Yellow or Obelisk Blue again. Thoughts?
Yeah, well, hey, every Slifer Red's gonna have dreams, so you can't blame him for that.
Raw Yellow, I think we can agree on.
You can be a little delusional, bro.
Dill, could you get to Raw Yellow? Yes, I'm not arguing that.
Thank you.
Could get there.
I scored.
I could win the lottery tomorrow.
Dylan,
on my first test, I scored 100. Okay.
Dylan, I know what your second score was.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to post it?
No, I didn't think you guys.
There's a meme about it too.
You lost to Crowley. You lost to another Cypher Red.
No. On his second test, he lost to Slifer's Red and got a 20%. And basically, the email he got from the head teacher was basically like, "Get your stuff together or get out." Literally, is the email he got.
That's what I was.
I mean, it was Crowler.
I thought it was ironic that you were doing push-ups every time you lost to someone in red, because I'm like, you're in the same dorm. It's
why
not
are you
like,
push-ups?
oh, this is such a slight that I need to punish myself. You're just as trash. So I don't understand why you're punching.
So actually, my score right now is a 60%. So I have an
Wow,
F in the class.
You're failing. Congratulations.
And also, how are your relationships with your classmates?
I've kind of ignored them to take the tests.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh,
Makes sense.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
and so the tests haven't gone well, and you've ignored.
And you have no
classmates,
friends.
So there's no one there to support you. That's good. That makes a lot
You
of
have
sense.
no friends. Okay.
Unfortunate.
You know what? I'm gonna concede to this. Right now, I do deserve to be in Slifer Red. I agree with you guys.
Okay.
Have you visited the nurse?
Many times. I visit her every day, pretty much.
Every day, multiple times.
Yeah. Well, because I want to see if the dialogue's gonna change. That's not weird. I'm just checking in.
No, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. She's a nurse. Are you sick?
I have a stomach ache.
Actually, right now he is kind of sick.
Yeah, so you would go to her because you got a scratchy throat.
Yeah,
right
exactly. Nurse, I need some.
Shut up.
now. How does this guy? How?
All right.
The funny
We're
thing is,
gonna
he
keep-
doesn't even know what he would say to the nurse to make her believe he is. He doesn't even know what to say.
It's fine.
He's
We're
like,
just gonna-
You don't
We're
have
gonna
the
let-
riz, man. You don't.
I'm
gonna
not
let Dylan
Atticus.
Stay in Slifer
Fabuki
Red
and
and
Joe.
figure it out, and he can go visit his nurse.
Gravity,
Nice.
thank you, man. I'll win Raw Yellow Trust to you guys soon.
One day, Dill. One day.
Thank you, Cal.
We got $5 from Natalie Lopez.
Thank you, Natalie.
And Natalie said, I might like it, but I'm not going to be over the moon about it and excited about it like I am with Vrains.
I assume Natalie's talking about Sevens, and yeah,
Sevens and Go
I
Reds,
think that's probably fair. I mean, just to be completely honest with you, I think the people that loved Vrains, you're less likely to love Sevens. I think the people that didn't like Vrains are probably more likely to love Sevens. The shows are it's just such a big
It's so different.
tonal whiplash.
different.
It's crazy. And some people compare it to when 5Ds went to Zexel. Maybe at the beginning, but Zexel got really, serious really, really quickly. And I thought, really good in the second half of the show. So, I think it's the biggest tonal whiplash in Yu-Gi-Oh! History ever. And
Makes sense.
when you combine that with the fact that the studios changed, so the character designs changed, I mean, and the type of game changed. It's not even the same dueling game.
Yep.
It's the biggest change from a Yu-Gi-Oh! To Yu-Gi-Oh! By far. And I don't even think 5Ds and Zexel comes all that close, honestly.
Yeah, it was like going from the Game Boy Advance to the Game Boy SP, you know?
Yeah,
That's-
I was going to
No,
say...
it's going from the Game Boy Color to the PSP.
I was going to say...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say 5Ds to Zexel was like going from the Wii to the Wii U. There's really not a difference. And then Vrains to Sevens is going from like the Wii U to the Switch. Totally
You don't
different.
think there's a difference between the Wii and the Wii U?
Barely a difference. The Wii U is horrible.
The Wii U is garbage.
Wii U
That's
is
an
horrible.
insult to the Wii.
No, I'm just saying in terms of like
Garbage
a
day.
technical specs thing, there really isn't that big of a
Yeah,
difference.
maybe
Remember that-
SP
remember
to
that
the DS
ridiculous
and in the second
controller?
screen.
Remember the
That's
ridiculous
better. The
controller?
SPD
Yeah,
is better.
that
they
huge-
I was
tried to,
thinking about the
interface?
backlight.
Yeah.
The backlight.
That
the
Wii U
DS.
was terrible. But
Awful.
Natalie, thank you so much. And I mean, let us know.
Yes,
Give it a
thank
chance.
you.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. You could always
Mhm.
drop it.
We got $5.01 Canadian from Pick Rick.
Thank you, Pick.
And Rick said, look at Dredge's Funko collection. And then Dill's collection.
Yep.
One's a hobby. One's an addiction.
Yep. Now he's into U2s.
Dredge, can you pan your camera to the left a little bit? Because they don't see your full collection. I think when they see your full
So-
collection,
There's only a few more.
They don't see the other 10.
there's at least 15.
No, there's not. Over there, there's
Right.
not 15.
Reg, the guy
I know
has
there's
over
not.
200. He can't even talk to you.
I know the count. I've told this
Stop
in
the
chat.
count.
It's over. He has, just for reference. So say I do have 20. I think I have 28 total. I have 28 Funko Pops. He has over 225
Now,
more.
George,
than
let me
me.
ask you a question. I can get Caliber's input on this.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm going to ignore whatever Dylan says. 'cause
Of course,
he's
obviously,
been
makes sense.
proven that he's an
Biased.
absolute liar.
Biased. Yeah, yeah.
How bad do you think the U2's obsession will get? Because, I think it'll
So,
be less
here's
than
the
the
thing.
Funko because
It will be
more
less.
expensive,
It'll definitely be
but
less
It's
than
not
the
going to
Funko.
stop at these two sets.
But I think the
it's
problem
gonna go
is,
further.
I think here's the problem, Pete, and I'm glad you brought this up. The
Yeah.
problem is with these U2s, you need the set.
Yeah.
So the problem is he has a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
shows
bad.
he likes.
Yeah, it's
So
bad.
as
He's
soon as he
done.
finds a show like Cyber and Punk Edge Runners, boom, that's a set. Boom, he also got what are the set? Yu-Gi-Oh! Another set. So he's saying if he finds a show he likes and he really enjoys, JJK, gonna get the set. That's just how it works.
So my favorite video game of all time, The Witcher 3, has a full U2 set, and I'm not buying it. I don't have an interest.
You gonna,
Okay,
you know you
ju-
gonna,
just
you're gonna
because-
cave.
No.
Yes,
just
you are.
because you're not buying U2s for one video game doesn't mean you won't buy them for others.
So can I ask you a question?
After this and Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't plan on getting any more. Yes. Absolutely.
I doubt that.
So you don't plan on getting ever any in your life?
Well, if they come out
ever
with
again?
like Wolf Among Us or Yu-Gi-Oh, then yeah, or more
Okay, so
Yu-Gi-Oh.
you're opening the door already, and
Well, it's
I
just a
think
collectible.
if you're being honest,
Yes.
you're being honest,
Yes.
you have lied even to yourself many times.
That's not.
You'll say right now that you're not going to buy any, but you will, and we'll get a picture of Caliber probably sending us a huge package that get delivered to your house 3 months from now, and you bought a whole new.
Here's the thing.
I will say
No,
I'm
forgetting.
I'm down to buying probably 1 or 2 a month at this point.
But here's the thing. Okay. So okay. Let's
Which
say
really
that's
is
true.
not that bad.
Wait.
It was
No,
bad
let's-
last year.
Let's say that is true. First of all, though, you have how many coming from pre-order?
Well, that's I ordered the whole Yu-Gi-Oh set, but that's fair. It's Yu-Gi-Oh.
But wait. I'm not done. What about the JJK ones you ordered?
I ordered the JJK ones too.
How
yes.
many did you order to get a chase of one?
In the past, I ordered 5.
No. Toto has a.
Oh yeah, well, you have to order 4
Yeah.
commons to get a chase.
Yeah. Okay. Mind you, now okay. So let's add those 15 to 20 to your total. We're close to 300. You're gonna get 1 to 2 a month.
What kind of math is
So
that?
let's-
We're not close to 300. We'd be around 245.
270. You have 250 now.
No,
because
I have some that I'm planning on selling.
I counted.
You're not selling any of them.
Bullshit.
Shut up.
Get off with the count. You haven't sold any. Bullshit. Get this shit selling out of here, bro. You're crazy. So you're at 250 plus 20. That's 270. Okay, 270.
Yes.
Now you're saying you do 1 to 2 a month. Let's average that at 1.5 per month. Now let's say this addiction goes on for another 20 years. Okay, so 1.5. That means you do 18 a year. That means in the next 20 years you have 360 more.
But if I'm only spending $8 on one a month,
This is how I view it, right? Despite
deep
whatever
discount.
deep discount it is,
Yeah.
whatever
There it is.
bullshit you want
There
to
it
say.
is. There's that
In
bullshit.
my
just
mind,
deep
what
discount,
helps
there it
me
is.
sleep at night is in the future, you have to explain to your child that you couldn't pay for any of their college tuition
that's a good
because you spent this on ridiculous plastic toys. So that's what that laugh I'm gonna get about 20 years from now. I can't wait for that moment.
well, I am going to heavily encourage my I mean,
To
listen,
not go to college and
no, that's not what I was gonna say.
yeah.
But we're getting off topic now. There's a lot of misinformation
We
going
still
on.
this?
You can't say there's
Now keep going.
misinformation
Next
when
donut.
you look at the background of your screen.
Cal,
Yeah, Dill,
Come on.
just accept it and move on, brother.
okay,
Just accept it and move on.
okay.
We got $5 Australian from Electric Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin said, you guys talked about this a little last week, but after the trio and Yugioh, Manabu is the next most important character. He is a tier 1 or tier 2 main character.
I mean, I put him at tier 2, and I got a little flack for that. People think he's tier 3. He's absolutely at this
No,
point in time.
I don't think he's tier
not
1.
tier 1.
Who's
There's
tier
no
1? Who is it?
way.
Well, I
Manabu?
think
No
I
way.
think
No,
tier
tier
1
2.
of main characters would literally only be the trio and maybe Yugioh. I don't even know if Yugioh would technically be the top tier right now. Is his importance there? I think so, but like in terms of like screen time and how much he's actually on screen, I'd probably put him like the top of tier 2 main characters.
Yeah, he's Manabu's probably tier 2 or 3. I'd say tier 2 probably.
He's like bottom of tier 2 or top of tier 3.
Yeah, that's where I
I
have
think
him.
that's fair.
I
think
agree
that's
with that.
fair.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and maybe I'm looking at this in a different way, but I don't think Yugioh would be a tier 1 just completely based on screen time.
That's
Yeah.
fair. I still would have him as a tier 1, but that's
I think
fair.
he's tier 1 importance, but I think he's a like top of tier 2 character just based on screen time.
That's fair. And the tiers we're talking about importance to the story. We're not talking about how good they are.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, no, very fair, very fair.
Yeah.
What happened to London?
That's true. He's kind of just
He's just
disappeared.
vanished, dude.
He's just chilling. He's having
Yeah.
a good time.
Him and Mitsuko got to be just hanging out or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sitting around a campfire, roasting marshmallows, having a grand old time.
Go for some marshmallows, dude.
Oh my god.
We got a $5 donation from Goosey Q.
Oh, I have this memorized by now. Goose.
Sending positive vibes and kindness to everyone and keep things PG. Positively Goose.
Goose, thank you, my man. And Brian Ford, thank you for the $2 donation. I don't care what happens next episode as long as Tremolo wins. If Tremolo loses to someone who lost to Mitsuko, then I can't take duels between side characters like this seriously anymore. Also, the tournament is so unimportant. Why is it even happening? I agree with actually a lot of that, Brian. Yeah, I mean, Denova, unless she uses a maximum and wins, it's going to be hard for me to believe, especially if Tremolo has a maximum and still loses to her. That's crazy. And the tournament I agree with. The tournament's just there. We don't know anything about how the point system works. We don't know anything about who's in first right now. We don't know anything about how many people even make it out of this preliminary round. So it's felt like they're just using a tournament to get random duels to happen. And I think the tournament will be important down the road, but it doesn't feel that way right now. And hopefully that'll change soon.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, listen, this has been an insane episode of talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8. So, thank you all so much for watching. I want to give a special thank you to that man with 3 massive super chats. Thank you so much, dude. Love you. Greatly appreciate you. And I can't thank you enough. And a huge thank you to Space Cowgirl and Angie as well for 2 very, very large donations as well. This was really, you guys were very, very kind to me tonight. And I'm super, super grateful for it. Dredger, Cal, and Pete all do some their own stuff, content creation wise. And so we got one more super chat in.
Yep, from that
Jesus Christ. That man super chatted a total of $500.
No.
Dude,
man. Build up.
Next week, my #1 hated and favorite characters will be revealed alongside short reasons as to why, and eventually my Yu-Gi-Oh! Season rankings. Also, if anyone wants to share their own list of the class, the floor is yours. That, man, I'm going to try to predict, and I'll write down before we go live next week. And you do not need to super chat or donate.
You can write that in the chat.
You can just write it in the chat, dude. You can just write it in the chat. But thank you for 4 crazy super chats. $500. That is insane, dude. Thank you so freaking much.
Crazy.
And it'll be fun to guess. I'm going to write down 2 guesses, and I'll see if I can get it right next week. But
I'll try to guess too.
Yeah, me and Dredger will try to guess. Jesus Christ. That, man, love you, dude. Thank you. We're getting another 6-foot sub in your honor, in your name for Jump Festa. It'll be the second straight year of the That Man sub. Thank you, dude. As I was saying, Calibro, Pete, and Dredger were all it is 5 because That Man two $200 super chats and 250s, which totals 500. Yeah, just absolutely crazy. But That Man, thank you so much. Seriously, dude, that is one of the I think the other largest was when you did super chat $500 in one go of it. So you've done it before, which is just crazy, dude. Thank you so freaking much, man. I'm gonna let these 3 promote their stuff. I also want to thank Dredger, Cal, and Pete for joining me tonight as always. So I'm going to let them go over their stuff. All their stuff is linked down below. And shout out to Dak for the win for getting this podcast up on streaming platforms. Dredge, you can start us off.
All right. Dredge, most of you come by the stream at least one time or another. Twitch.tv/DredgeNator. We do some Pokemon Nuzlocks, or we've been struggling with this new Nuzlocke that I'm attempting. Basically a hardcore Nuzlocke. It's definitely not easy. No healing other than the Pokemon Center. I didn't realize how much I heal on a regular basis. So we're on run 9, which is actually the highest I've ever gone on a Nuzlocke, the amount of attempts. So
should have won anyway. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Hey, water under the bridge. We move forward now. So run 9 is going to be great. We should have a stream Sunday afternoon, late afternoon, maybe nighttime. So come check that out.
Sweet.
Who we want to go? Cal. Let's go to Cal.
All right, we're gonna go to Cal.
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? I'm Cal. I stream. Well, I don't really, but I have a Twitch that sometimes I stream on. Twitch.tv/CalBreezy. That's CalBreeZzy. And usually I'll stream games like Valorant or Call of Duty Warzone or Fortnite. Sometimes Fall Guys, a bunch of different stuff. I do want to potentially get into a little bit of the Nuzlocke game, but we'll see.
Cal,
we'll see how it goes. I'm
Be
doing
Be
one
careful.
off stream right now. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but it's very frustrating. The Pokemon I've lost are definitely better than the Pokemon I still have.
Yeah. It's
But yeah, so if you want to check me out over on Twitch, definitely give me a follow. You'll see me in Dill and Dredger streams all the time, and I have a Twitter as well. Same thing, Cal Breezy. So if I do go live, it'll be on there also. So definitely check that out.
I'm Pete. Run a YouTube channel, Clueless Gamers. Yeah, do some stuff over there. Haven't been too active lately. Just working a lot. But you could catch some older stuff on there. There'll be reactions to come at some point. There was a live stream way back in April, May I did for football. But First and 10, the NFL football podcast, believe it or not, is
coming back soon, right?
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
It's about a month away. So I do
Wow,
that with
that's
my
crazy.
friend Brian. So if you're into NFL and football news, we do that usually weekly or bi-weekly. It's going to be our 4th season this year, which is pretty crazy that we're going into our 4th year. So
That's
if
crazy.
you want to come check that out, you're interested in that, look out for that in about the next month, around towards the end of preseason. And follow me on Twitter, PeterRicaro21.
Pete, Clueless Gamers, Dredger, Dredgenator, Cal Breezy. Thank you guys all so much for helping me out with this. Greatly appreciated as always. To all of you who were here, who were lurking, who were listening after the fact, thank you so much. And again, a special thank you to Space Cowgirl Angie, and a huge thank you to That Man 666. You guys are all incredible, and I'm so grateful to have you on the channel and in my life. Thank you guys all so much for watching. We'll see you next week where we break down the Denova and Tremolo duel. And I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys. Love you.